Zombie dinosaurs are back on the island, this time out with an even bigger vendetta against me than last time. I can't believe I'm back here, man. I thought I was done with this place. Whoa, what was that? I may have created this virus, but it's gotten seriously out of hand. I haven't been to this island in over a year, and since then the zombie dinosaurs have started to mutate, or evolve you could say. Okay, there's an irradiated zombie. Is it giving off its own radiation? That poor parasaur is taking damage from even just being near it. So I think you all know the drill by now. I'm going to be spending the next 100 days on this island where I'm going to attempt to finally defeat these zombie dinosaurs for good by taking down their leader, the zombie Titanosaur. That thing is huge. I'm going to need to raise a whole army to even have a chance of killing that thing. Wait, what's it doing? Does it see me? Oh, run! I appeared over on the beach of West Zone 3, where after a quick implant inspect, I wasted no time in getting to work. Okay, here we are, the zombie island. I need to get a base immediately, I'm already scared. Okay, even though this is a zombie island, the basics don't change, I need a pickaxe first. That being said, I crafted one with a few resources that I had gathered, and I then smacked this tree as well as a rock to get flint for a hatchet. Make this hatchet. I'm hearing a dodo, that's some free hide. Where's it at though, that's the question. Come on, show yourself. I need hide, I don't have any time to lose. Eventually, I spotted it waddling through the tall grass, so I proceeded to approach it with malicious intent. I'm sorry, it's nothing personal. There we go, there's some hide in the level. I'll make spears. Okay, we've got 7 spears cooking up, that's not bad at all. Oh, there's a raptor right there. I gotta cancel the queue. I gotta go. Those aren't even zombies. Those are just normal raptors. Oh man, get me out of here. I quenched my thirst in the ocean before running up to a ruin with an explorer note nearby to get a decent amount of free levels. Okay, since this is day 1 and the zombie dinos do get stronger and there's more of them over time, I'm not gonna see really many, if any at all right now. But there is a blood moon on day 10, so I still do have to be prepared and get a base going as fast as I can. I'm also gonna need strong dinos. And with zombies spawning in more and more over time, I've really got to get most of my taming out of the way as early as possible, because probably around anything after day 50, taming is going to be really hard to do. There would just be too many zombie dinos killing and infecting the few regular ones that are left, so finding a tame and a high level tame at that will be nearly impossible. Gonna need a lot more hide though for all that. Perfect, there's a bunch of dodos right here. I'm already level 19, which is really good. I've got a decent amount of hide here. Do I have hide armor unlocked? I do. Let's craft a set of that. That'll help keep me alive. While the fresh set of hide armor was cooking up, I introduced a couple more dodos to the primitive technology known as spears. All right, let's equip this hide armor, put these levels in. I'll do health. Gonna need a lot of that. And then with all this meat that I have, I'll definitely make a campfire and start cooking myself some food. I smacked up a random rock a few times to make said campfire and ran out to a more open part of the beach to set up so I could see my surroundings and stay safe. To also be next to water is nice. Is that a trilobite? Oh, that is. I should kill that for chitin. This will be good if I can get a flyer saddle. 66? That's not bad at all. There's a pteranodon over there, or a trike. Trike could be a really good tame. Those are strong off the bat. Let's go see what level it is. I did run into a second trilobite while making my way over to the trike, so I killed that and got plenty of chitin for that PT saddle. I also got some oil, which I can always appreciate. It's a level 50. That's not great. Looks like I won't be taming this trike, but I did need something to keep me safe this early on. So for the time being, I opted just to craft a few bolas. Oh, what's that parasaur running from? What are you running from, dude? Yeah, he's not happy about something. I really hope it's not a zombie. Not really ready to encounter any of those yet. Once the wild Perry calmed down, I ran up to check his level, which was actually a pretty decent level for starters. Level 95? That wouldn't be a bad tame at all. Tame a Perry? Oh, there's raptors! No! I have one bola. Okay, there's only one, I think. Yeah, I really needed to get more of those as soon as possible. So I got back to smacking up rocks and I grabbed another explorer note on the way. When I returned, I took a sip of the ocean again and crafted a whole 7 extra bolas. Okay, I am level 36, 37 now, which means I can unlock trank arrows and a crossbow, but for that I'm gonna need a mortar and pestle to make narcotics. Split some of this meat to spoil. I crafted a thatch foundation before going out to farm the necessary stone for a mortar and pestle. And with this, I should be able to make a mortar and pestle. Yes, I can. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna place my little foundation. I'm gonna turn this into a base real soon as well. I'm gonna place it up against the water. I think having the water to my back's a good idea. Anywho, I started cooking some narcotics, and in the meantime, I got back to picking more bushes. The next piece of technology I crafted was of course the bow, as well as a few arrows, some of which I could turn into tranks straight away. Got 4 tranks. I'm not sure that's gonna be enough. Let's farm up a few more before I try and knock out this parasaur. This Perry will be mine.
You are mine!
Okay, I've got, what, 7 tranks here? That should be definitely enough to knock out this parasaur. It's a level 95, it's nothing crazy, but it will be strong enough for me, and it'll help me farm up a bunch more narco berries so I can tame stronger dinos to defend my base. That being said, I boloed the unsuspecting Perry and injected all 7 of the tranks into its face. Did you really not go to sleep with that? Oh, I'm gonna punch it. Oh, it's out. Sweet. Okay, nice. I fed it the Mayo berries I had on me before farming up more arrows so I could go hunt for some hide, as that was the only thing I was missing for a parasaur saddle. Alright, let's make a bunch more arrows here. Alright, I need something I can kill for some hide here. Definitely not the trikes. Is that a Carno? Oh, no! 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 Oh, it's hitting my parasaur. Trike, help it, man. It's killing your babies. Somehow we were able to take down the Carno before it could kill Perry. However, the taming effectiveness was totally ruined. This guy's taming effectiveness is really messed up, but whatever. He survived. Here's my hide that I needed at least. I actually got a very decent amount of hide from that, and soon the parasaur woke up. Okay, here we go. Parasaur's tamed. Obviously, I'm naming it Perry. Hello, Perry. Stay there. Let me get some water and I'll make you a saddle. With Perry saddled up, I waddled back to camp, and I actually had to make a quick plan of action for the very near future me. You see, usually I would go out on an adventure with Perry to find metal, but since time was working against me on this one, I really don't want to risk going out into the middle of nowhere and potentially dying. So instead, I have to set up a defensible base as soon as possible before the night of day 10 rolled around. I think I'm gonna have to rough it over here on the beach for a bit first. Let's make a few more foundations here, and I'm also gonna need, what, 8 walls, 4 ceilings, and then I want windows on all sides so I can look out. I need 8 of these then. This time around, I was actually not gonna make anything fancy. I just needed a small shack to get started in. Then I could worry about upgrades later. Okay, all the structures are crafted. Let's assemble this base real quick. Alright, that's complete. Once again, not very pretty. Not very pretty at all, but I'm gonna upgrade this to wood. Hopefully, maybe I'll just skip straight to stone. It'll keep me safe, and I'm definitely gonna need spike walls surrounding this whole thing. I moved my campfire inside, started cooking more narcotics and meat, and then hopped on Perry to go and find some river rocks for some quick metal. I don't think these are the river rocks that I'm looking for. I think I'm gonna have to cross. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to. These are in the water. Surely they are. Yeah, okay, I can get metal from these. Just as I expected, I soon got jumped by a couple of angry fish, so I had to pull out the spears and assert dominance. Both dead. Screw you guys. I'm like that. I patched up my broken pickaxe, and I just got a bit more metal before calling this adventure a success and turning back. Okay, I've got enough metal for a smithy and a pickaxe now. Perry, why are you half in the water? But to craft all that, I'm gonna need like a forge, and for that I'm gonna need more hide. Sorry guys. It's not personal. You just happen to be the local weaklings of the island. Look, if I didn't kill these guys, they would get killed by a zombie anyway. Or infected by a zombie, I should say. I'm mercy killing them if you think about it. Also, everything done in the name of progress is morally correct and not to be questioned. Let's take out these dilos. Oh! Alright, as I was saying, let's take out these dilos. There's like 3 of them over here. Jeez, okay. With Perry's help, I took down their leader, a level 150, which made the other 2 rascals skedaddle in fear. Just leave it, Perry. Whatever, I have enough. Let's get out of here. Looking at the forge engram on day 3, I just needed some wood and stone to craft it. So Perry and I ran up to the forest near base and got to work. There we go. There's the forge. Let's go get the metal smelting, and then while that's cooking, I'll get the rest of the stuff for the smithy. With the forge lit, I ran back out and stocked up on more wood and stone. Then when I returned, I just had to wait for 1 more ingot to cook before I could craft the smithy. Yeah, I just got the 5 ingots that I need. Now let's craft the smithy here, and I'll place this smithy right between the forge and campfire, and I'm gonna throw my mouse pad on it. Place it like that. Oh, I placed it upside down. There we go. Man, this thing looks good. This is one of my all-new desk mats that I've just released and that are available for purchase now in the description of this video. I've partnered up with Epic Desk behind the scenes to bring you these sick mouse pads. And I've actually got 2 of these bad boys up for grabs. This one here that I have on my smithy actually features Kipper on it. And this one that I've got in my hands has Perry and I taking a nice nap next to a campfire in the redwoods. Although it looks like we won't be sleeping that well for too long since that Rex is definitely coming to ruin our night. The design on these desk mats look awesome, and the mat itself is seriously high quality. My old desk mat made my good mouse feel useless. It just didn't track well. This one though has excellent surface quality, giving my mouse extreme accuracy in games like Ark and other shooter or survival titles. I've got both of them in real life, and honestly, I can't decide which I like better, so I've been alternating between them. Let me know down in the comments which one you like better and we'll be buying. The cozy vibe of the Perry mat or the bright and vibrant Kipper mat. Now, since this is my first ever proper merch drop, I want to do something special. I'm going to be randomly selecting 10 people who purchase either one of these awesome desk mats and name one of my dinosaurs after them in one of my upcoming videos. And yeah, if you purchase both of them, your chances double to be featured in one of my videos. So don't miss out on this opportunity to support me and get yourself a sick desk mat. For each one of these mats sold, I'll give an extra saber-tooth salmon to Kipper and a handful of Mayo berries to Perry. So make sure to go down to the link in the description and pick up both of these desk mats. I promise there isn't a better looking desk mat out there, and you get to support Kipper, Perry, as well as myself. It really means a lot to us. No, Perry! Alright, let's craft myself a metal pickaxe now. I can't get over how good this looks, man. Seriously, go check these out, link in the description. Now that I had a metal pickaxe, the next step was of course to get even more metal. No, not because of my addiction, simply because I need it. I'm gonna have to get it from river rocks again, most likely. Not the most optimal way to get metal, that's for sure, but really the only way I have right now. There was a theory roaming the beach and blocking the way for me to pass, so I had to dip Perry's toes into the water and swim across the piranha-infested river. Okay, we've got some more river rocks over here. Let's harvest these up. Get some more metal. Yeah, not efficient, but way better than the stone pickaxe, that's for sure. This flint's nice to have for arrows as well. Definitely gonna need those soon once the first blood moon comes about. The chance for a zombie to spawn right now is really low, which is very nice for me, but it's only gonna get worse from here. We got a Dilo. Hey man, I'm farming metal here. So that means that this is my land now. I smacked up a few more river rocks before hopping back on Perry and heading home. As I surfaced on the other side, I found a raptor's dead body just lying next to the river, so I accepted the free donation of hide. Oh, this strike probably killed it. That's definitely what happened. This Dilo's getting too close to my base too. Anyways, I fired up the forge again and waited around for a few more ingots to smelt so I could craft a metal hatchet as well. Here we go, I can make the metal hatchet. Next thing I want to do is make a gate and spike walls completely surrounding my base and parrying me here. As usual, I needed more hide since spike walls require quite a bit of it. And I have some hide, but not a ton, so I've got to do a little bit more killing. Or a mercy killing, I should say. There was a wild parasaur on the beach up ahead, so I swam over and bulleted it before I could even see its level. Oh, it's level 145. Yeah, didn't really think about that. Oh, now my guy's getting attacked by piranhas. Yo, this guy's not gonna die. Oh, never mind. His blood effects were just not working. Speaking of things not working, Perry was just casually sitting in the water, letting the piranhas eat away at his toes. Perry, get out of the water. Really, man, you're trying to get yourself killed. We have zombies to worry about and you're dying to piranhas. This guy. Perry might have the survival instinct of a coconut, but he was still an essential part of this journey, so I had to keep him safe. I did spot a few Dilos up the beach, so I made quick work of them before moving on to the next victim. Please don't be a level 140. It's a 135. Okay, well, I know I can kill it. A Phiomia may or may not have walked right in front of me just to drop a fat one in my face. As you can imagine, I clearly didn't appreciate that. Alright, now that is a good amount of hide. When I got back to my beach, I picked up a few bushes for fiber as I'd be needing a lot of that as well. There's 5 of them. I'm probably gonna need a gate as well though. Why does a wood gate require stone? I don't feel like farming up a stone gate, so I'm making a wood one. I did have a bunch of stone back at base from that little metal run, so I just had to drop a few trees and run back inside to actually craft it. Let's make the gate. Alright, I can start placing some of this down. I'm definitely gonna need lots more. Definitely gonna need spikes on the back side of my base. Once the horde comes, they're coming from all directions. I made sure to space them away from the shack a little bit just so the zombies would eventually attack them and wouldn't hit the shack itself. So with those placed down, I had to get back to farming so I could completely surround the whole thing and get a secure compound going. Alright, Trikes, really don't... What am I... Man, get out of here. Is this necessary? You're just gonna die. I mean, I'll take the hide. I'll just wait here patiently then. Yeah, it looks like Perry wasn't the only one on this island with zero survival instincts. Perhaps these dinos were zombies after all. Even though they didn't look like it, they don't possess much of a brain. Oh, no way. I'm gonna kill it if it's this low. Give me the hide. There we go. Well, That's completely your fault. I'm just taking advantage of the moment. So with that taken care of, I finished placing down the last few spikes to fully close off my compound. This is the place. The next little upgrade I would need was a crossbow. I already had everything on me for one, so I crafted it as well as a handful of arrows. I've got extra spikes. I might as well, I think I'll place them on top of my base. Now, I did have one more trick up my sleeve that I wanted to execute to make the base even more secure, as well as keep Perry safe. Sort of. Alright, I should make these fence foundation supports, and I can place them just behind the spike walls here, and then place walls so my creatures can be on neutral and run around in here without getting hit by my own spikes. I think that's a good idea. They're gonna have to defend themselves during the blood moon. And I say creatures because I definitely need to tame more than Perry before the blood moon. Before going out to tame anything, I grabbed the fence foundation engram and dragged it into my hotbar. And I then started farming them up until I got rudely interrupted. Oh, and I hear a raptor. Big mistake coming over here, dude. Turning you into hide. Okay, I actually have enough here. Now I just need like 19 walls that'll help reinforce these spikes here and keep everything inside the spikes safe while they're still very pokey from the outside. For the walls, I decided just to stick with wood as it was easy to farm and offered a little bit of extra protection. There we go. There's the 19 walls. Let's go back and place them. I started placing them down just as regular walls, but then I got an even better idea. Oh, you know what? I've got a better idea. I'll make these windows. In case the spikes get broken, I can shoot through them. If the spikes get broken, I'm kind of cooked, but you know, anything helps. Now that the compound was put together, I actually got back to taming. I needed something that could defend the base like a trike or carno. Something that could dish out some good damage this early on and survive the onslaught of the zombie dinos. Let's go farm up some narco berries with Perry here real quick. Coming to the end of day 4, we're a little under halfway to the blood moon, the first blood moon. It'll only be normal zombies, but each blood moon after that is just gonna get harder, and then there'll be the mutated zombies, the variants. It'll just be rough from here on. That being said, I started cooking more narcotics, and I also crafted myself a sickle, which is nice to farm fiber, but can also double as a weapon if need be. Yeah, okay, well, there's my fiber problem solved. On day 5, I sorted through my stuff, and I grabbed all the narcotics that I had so I could head out and start taming things. Okay, I've got 48 narcotics, turn them all into tranks if I want to. I think it's time to head out, find something stronger to tame. Maybe I can grab some crystal, a little more metal while I'm out as well. Go on our first real adventure here. I've just got to be back before day 10. Hopefully, I'd like to be back by day 8 or 9 so I can convert the base into wood or stone. I think my best move is to head west out to the Metal Mountain. After crossing the river over to the island with said Metal Mountain, I started making my way inland through the jungle, and I soon came up on a familiar spot with a few metal nodes around. This is like this big plateau up here, right? Yeah, it is. This place wouldn't be too bad for my permanent base that I set up metal and turrets and everything to survive long term. I'm definitely gonna keep this in mind. We've got some big rocks right here. I definitely note this spot down, but for now I had to worry about tames and early progression. So I continued hiking through the jungle till I made it to the other side. Cross this river here. I'll just run over there and then jump into the water. Oh, we got some taxpayers. Oh, in there's a beaver dam right there. Oh, I've got to steal from that. All right, I'll go in the water right here. Never mind. Cementing paste later on is going to be super valuable. I snagged everything from the dam, then dropped the wood so I can move on. Walking up the hill, I nearly got a heart attack when this thief jumped out of nowhere. However, that wasn't the biggest threat I had to worry about. Whoa, what's your issue, dude? Just walking through the forest, man. It scared me. I thought a zombie found me. Oh, there's an alpha raptor. Go, go, go. Get out of here. I made it up the mountain with just one regular raptor on me, so I used Perry's special ability to get it to run away. Okay, I made it go away. I scared it with my little parasaur yell. Looking around the top of the mountain, I could see plenty of metal everywhere around me, and I also spotted a few clusters of crystal. So I smacked some of that up, and I made the spyglass immediately. Alright, that's nice to have. Now, let's farm up a bunch of metal. Okay, here we go. 300 raw metal farmed, some crystal, and the spyglass. I'm very happy with that. And some cementing paste. Let's get back to base. Didn't really tame anything, but you know what? It's fine. Whatever. As I was making my way down the hill, I suddenly got assaulted by a gang of Troodons and Buggy Boys. So I had to turn around and defend myself. It's the day, man. Did I run into them? This is not good. This is terrible. I ran into the forest where I used Perry's intimidating roar again that made them scatter so I could safely make it back down to the beach. Man, I can't get stamina back because those Troodons bit me so much. There's a Baryonyx in the water there, really? Oh, so 140? I could tame that. That would be such a good tame. I could escape into the water if I needed to. Hold up. Okay, this could be a blessing. Blessing in disguise. A 140 Baryonyx could just be the perfect tame that I needed, especially for this challenge. That meant that it's time for me to lock in. I quickly double-checked Dodo Decks to see how many tranks I would need to knock it out. Okay, it should only take like, what, 20 something arrows to knock out? I can farm up a trap. Let's do that. This is going to be very dangerous, I'm not gonna lie, but it could be so worth it. A 140 Baryonyx, they're quick and they can go into water. I can just escape if I need to. At first, I thought I could just trap it in a 1x1, but then I decided not to risk it and just go for the full 2x2. I could then even use those stone structures to upgrade my base anyway, so it would be a worthwhile investment. Alright, I want to craft a wooden shield as well to hold up while I'm getting this thing in the trap. I'm just gonna do it on foot. This is such a bad idea, but I need it though. I do need it. Got the shield in my offhand. Alright, first let's take out this bird. I then turned some of my arrows into tranks, domed a random dilo that walked too close to me, and dipped my toes into the water to spot the Baryonyx again. Where is it? Oh, where's this guy at? Oh, he's all the way down there. What? I gotta hit him from here. I'm really far from the trap. But I also didn't have that many tranks to waste, so instead I decided to move the trap closer would just be a better idea. So I crafted a pickup gun and stuffed the entire stone structure into my left pocket and then moved up with Perry. Alright, I'm gonna hide Perry behind the rock right here. Let's reset up this trap real quick. Alright, let's not die here. I shot the berry with a trank and ran into the trap with my doorways ready. Except the Baryonyx had no interest in following me for some reason. Can it not pathfind me through the trees, or is it... Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, I'm not gonna lie. And of course, another dilo had to show up, so I took care of that before getting the berry's attention again. Shield up. Ready to place the walls? Oh, no. Luckily, I clutched up and I got the trap sealed up before the berry ate my face off. That was such a bad idea to do in hide armor, but I got it. Alright, let's knock this guy out now. Alright, it's asleep. Perfect. Okay, so with this mod that I'm playing with, Vanilla with Sprinkles, you can see all their points in the stats. It's got 36 in weight, which is unnecessarily high. Health and melee are just average, fine, whatever. Now to feed this bad boy, I had to get some fish meat, as Baryonyxes are picky eaters and they will not settle for some regular or prime meat. So I quickly patched up my hide armor together before diving into the river to snipe the first salmon that I spotted. Oh, the other guys want beef. Oh, yo, chill. Give me that prime, boy. With the berry fed and taming, I returned to get even more. Best option. Oh, are you still mad at me? Mac, come back. Yeah. You want it? Yeah. That's what I thought. Alright, I've got enough prime for it. Anyways, I looked at the saddle engram and the only resources that I would need were metal, fiber, and hide, all of which I can get pretty easily. So I sat inside the trap waiting for it to wake up. Oh, it's tamed? What? Sweet. Alright, let me just pick up the trap here. Alright, now I just gotta have this guy follow me back to base. Definitely gotta give him a name though. It's kinda green. Name him Green Bean. I think it fits. I whistled Green Bean to follow me, hopped on Perry, and we headed back out towards base. And that basically concluded the adventure that I set out on. I got all the metal and crystal that I needed, and tamed myself a strong dino-free defense, and most importantly, I didn't run into a single zombie yet. Okay, here we go. Home sweet home. Okay, this thing got 45 points in the health, 36 in the melee isn't great. But that's not a bad start at all. This thing should be pretty strong for me. Alright, now I've also got resources in Perry that I need to get inside my base. I threw the metal into the forge and got that cooking while I converted the base to stone with the structures that I had. There we go, there's the door. I need to make stone windows, and I also need to make ceilings. That being said, I politely nudged Green Bean out of the way and headed out with Perry to farm up the rest of the structures. Chill out, dude. I got bigger problems than you. With all the windows and ceilings crafted, I ran back home to finish the renovation. Alright, let me put some more wood in the forge here. I'll keep that metal smelting for a while. Then I have these doors and windows. Lastly, I replaced the ceilings and I now had a fully sealed off stone base to be safe inside of. There we go. Alright, this place is a lot more secure now. I don't really know what else I could do. I wish I could like stack spikes on top of each other. Green Bean still needed a saddle, so I ran back inside to take a look at that. And while doing so, I discovered something new that I haven't seen before. What are companion battle spikes? Equip a companion with this and deal more damage on offense and defense. What is that? What is this? How have I never seen this before? I just want to craft the Baryonyx saddle. I need 2 more ingots. Hold up, I'm actually really interested to see what this is. It looks like you can put it on a dino, but it's very expensive metal-wise. I crafted the saddle for Green Bean, but I also wanted to see what those spikes were. Since my metal production was currently limited to the speed of a single forge, I decided to repair my tools and go out on Perry to farm up a few more. Come on, Perry. We got some forges to farm. Okay, here we go. Got more forges. I split the metal into the new forges and crafted a handful of bolos while waiting for enough metal to smelt so I could actually craft those companion spikes. Okay, let's craft these companion battle spikes. How do these work? Okay, they have a durability and I can put them on. Can I put them on a dino? What? Oh, I'm wondering if companion means like an otter or like something on your shoulders. Oh, yeah, that ain't gonna work. So basically, I just got scammed, for as long as I don't have a Kipper at least. The spikes are just gonna have to rot away in my Smithy until then. What level am I? 62? Surely I can start crafting flak for myself. Oh yeah, need this armor to keep myself alive. Oh wait, you know what else I have installed? I have this cosmetic pack, which you can also find linked in the description with every mod that I'm playing with in this video. So I better not see a single comment asking me about the mods, but I know I'll get them anyway. Okay, so these are just like, you know, special ops, military kind of costume stuff. This definitely applies when I'm in the zombie apocalypse. There was a ton of them to choose from as well, so I scrolled through them to find the perfect combination of skins. Okay, give me this hat. I'll take this with a bulletproof vest. That looks sick. Okay. Take these gloves. Take these pants. These look cool. I need boots. That's what I'm talking about, dude. I look like I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. I look sick. And there's a ton of other good cosmetics in there. Now that I was fully dripped out, I could craft the rest of the flak armor and reapply the same skins. I was still waiting on more metal to smelt so I could craft myself a weapon to defend myself with. I still only had a couple days left before the first blood moon rolled around. So for the time being, I hopped on Green Bean and went out for a little test run. Straight off the bat, it was dealing over 100 damage per bite on a mate boosted moss chop, so it wasn't that bad at all. I also clapped another trilobite that got lost on the beach at this hour, so I copped the free donation of chitin and oil, then returned back inside. Yeah, metal is just my real constraint right now, man. Let me go get an explorer node or 2 with Perry, and then I'm just gonna go farm more metal, get some levels into weight on this guy. I made it up to the top of this hill where a note was waiting for me, so I picked that up and dumped all the points into weight. I did want to get a second note for even more levels, so after finding that, I was ready to go on a big metal run. One that would hopefully set me up for this first blood moon. Just raptors down there. Got the note. Pump this in the weight. Alright, let's go back to that metal mountain where I was. It's a long trek, but it'll be worth it. You know what, I should see, this skill tree could also be good. I need, the hot-blooded skill is always good to have, you just heal quicker. What do I need to do? Tame any one of the following. Wow, I really would like to tame an otter. I can definitely tame a lystro though. That'll get me 3 skill points, and then I can heal 300% faster, which is always nice. I ran down to the beach where instead of a lystro, I spotted a pesky Troodon. Now, I could not allow such critters to roam my island freely, so I had to get rid of it. Instead of attacking with Perry and a crossbow, I decided to let Green Bean have some fun. Okay, where's that Troodon at? There he is. His glowing eyes. Almost looks like a zombie, man. With that taken care of, I parked the Baryonyx back at base and set out on Perry to the Metal Mountain. And while I was jogging through the jungle, I did stumble into a lystro. However, it was a level 150, so I did not feel like waiting around for that to lose hunger. Not taming a 150, this is gonna take forever. Just wanna tame one quickly so I can just, you know, complete the mission. Okay, here we go. Back at the Metal Mountain. Looks like I missed some crystal. I don't really need it though. Here for this sweet, sweet metal. Okay, here we go, just over 1,000 raw metal farmed up. Perry's moving very slowly now. Let's get back to base with this haul. This will set me up for a little bit, that's for sure. As I was heading down the hill, I ran into the same group of Troodons as last time, so I had to make Perry scream again. This ability on the Parasaur is really nice, I'm not gonna lie. I just hear a Pego.
Hello.
Oh, he took berries. That's okay. Anyways, I found a couple of lystros on the other side of this river, so I fed the level 20 and waited around for it to lose hunger. Need you to tame quick, bro. Just taming you for a mission, then I'm heading back to base. That Lystro may have lost more hunger in a shorter amount of time than I expected though, as when I left my PC for just a bit, I returned to it already missing a decent chunk of taming progress. Man, I took a leak. There's no way you're losing percentage. Really? Are you still losing percentage? What? Nah, that's messed up. I'm taming another. I fed the level 25 as well, but before that could even get to the next feed, the level 20 was ready again, so I just tamed that. Boom! Alright, I'm leaving you there. Nope, you're not coming with me. So with that, I have 3 skill points and can use this to fully max out the hot-blooded trait, giving me 300% better healing. Lystro, I'm sorry, I'm leaving you there. Probably forever, until you get eaten by a random dilo, that is. Home sweet home. Doesn't that place look just inviting? I split the metal into the forges before heading out to also stock up on wood so I could cook all of it. Alright, slide up these forges. Boom. I also placed this table down in the house so I could place another one of my desk mats on it. And I then could admire it during the blood moon while countless zombies try to kill me. Come on, these things look too good. And you know exactly where to get them. Down below. Anywho, I grabbed the few ingots from my forges that cooked and I threw them into the smithy as I soon wanted to upgrade my weaponry. One more thing that I could do before the chaos erupts is get a second mortar and pestle for faster production. So I'll actually, you know, move this mortar and pestle up here, and I'll place it on my mouse pad, you know. That's what it's for. Mouse pad's supposed to have stuff on it. So here we go, we got another mortar and pestle right here. There we go. I grabbed the flint that I had and split that into the mortar and pestles, but I still needed to farm all the stones so I could actually make the spark powder. So of course, I hopped on Perry and we waddled down the beach to get that. Gotta take out a terrorist as well. It's gonna interrupt my farming for sure.
Nope.
If I can hit my shots.
Nope.
Alright, maybe he's not hurting anybody. I'm sure not hurting him, I can't hit him. With a little bit of stone gathered and 0 thieving birds sniped, I returned back to base and got the spark powder cooking. Oh, I should be able to craft myself a long neck rifle now too. Awesome, perfect. I want one of these over like a simple pistol because honestly they just do more damage and they're really effective against Pteranodons, which... So I've got my spikes here defending the land, but if any PTs or Capajaros or really any flyers are pretty squishy. The long neck will be really effective, especially if I can manage to hit my shots, especially then if I hit a headshot. That'll probably take down a zombie in 1 or 2 hits. On that note, I grabbed all the charcoal that my forges produced and I split all of that into the mortar and pestles as well to start cooking up the gunpowder. Another basic home appliance I was going to be in need of was a preserving bin, and I tried to pull for one, but I was missing a bit of stone, so I headed out on Perry to get even more of it. Alright, let me pull for a preserving bin here just to keep my spoilables. I don't know, keep them for longer. Can I squeeze it in here? Yeah, I can. This is kind of cursed, but you know, it works. I then transferred all the spoilables over to it and threw some raw meat on the campfire to cook. Got a bunch of spoiled meat sitting as well. Let's go farm narco berries. Might as well turn them into narcotics. After this blood moon, I'm really gonna have to get to taming. After my little lawn mowing session was done, I whipped the spyglass out to check out a couple of Pteranodons that were flying close to my airspace. The first one that I looked at was a level 100, which already looked to be a potential tame, but then I checked the second one out. Oh, 145 PT right there. Hold up, okay. Oh, man, it's almost day 10. This thing's gotta tame quick. I swiftly queued up the narcotics and hopped on Green Bean to rush over to that PT and get it knocked out. No. Got it? Alright, it's knocked out. Perfect. What are your stats looking like? Pretty average all around. I definitely needed to tame this thing on prime meat since the blood moon was just around the corner. And if this thing doesn't wake up before that, it's basically as good as dead because it would literally be dead or turn into a zombie, you know. Oh, there's a female 140. What gender is this? It's a male, no way. No way. I can tame a breeding pair right here. I hit an absolute snipe of Ebola on the 140 female, and I launched a couple of tranks into its noggin while a pego robbed my pockets. Where'd this pego go? I need that thatch. Come here. Got it. Shoot, man, I need to find a baby quick. I ran down the beach on Green Bean, but I was struggling to find any dino with children. I did, however, spot a green drop with a ring, so I headed towards it in hopes that it would hook me up with something to feed the PTs. Oh, that green drop's gone. Need a baby dinosaur, come on. Need priming to tame these guys. Breeding pair literally appeared right in front of me. Cannot mess up this opportunity. Out of nowhere, a bright blue baby pig appeared chilling near a cluster of rocks, sticking out like a sore thumb, so I packed it up. 57 prime. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, it's day 10. I thought the red obelisk on the clouds was the blood moon rising. One does rise today. I think it'll rise 1800 o'clock or 8 p.m. maybe. I don't know. No, that's 2000. I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's a blood moon today. And I gotta tame these PTs now. I ran back to the sleeping couple and I fed a handful of prime meat to both of them. Okay, they will tame for sure. All right, while they're finishing up taming, I need to expand my base a little bit so I can actually put my PTs inside of it. Don't want them outside at all. These are gonna be my most valuable assets. That being said, it was time to get back to work. I didn't need a whole lot of extra structures, but they had to be stone. Here we go, okay. Oh, I could use more windows. Whatever, I'll just craft thatch or wood ones, it doesn't matter. Shouldn't be that important. When I returned, I slapped the 2 foundations down next to the house as I just wanted a little extension to house the 2 birds. Place walls like this. We're gonna place these as double door frames on each side to get the PTs in. There we go. Oh, and I can just reuse these. Oh, did not mean to do that. There we go. We can fly the PTs in here. Now we just gotta make a PT saddle. Can I pull for one? Yes, I can. Sweet. I moved the table in my base closer to the campfire since it was blocking me from walking inside. And of course, I placed my desk mat back down and the mortar and pestles on it as well. And seeing as they weren't cooking up anything, I threw some more charcoal in them to make more gunpowder. Alright, now let's go get these birds. Okay, how are your stats looking? Very average. Yeah, pretty bad. Maybe this bird came out good? Even worse, yeah, these birds are terrible. They'd have to do for now though. So I brought them both inside and parked them inside the comically small space that I built for them. There we go. I'm gonna whistle neutral, but I'm gonna go back in. And I then moved my preserving bin next to the door so I could actually access the PTs, and I made sure they were both on passive so they wouldn't start freaking out once the zombies attacked. Alright, now let's enable mating. Might as well get a fertilized one. Blood moon starting in just a few hours. I need to make rifle bullets. I grabbed a bunch of ingots my forge has smelted, and I started crafting as many bullets as I could. Okay, here we go. 54 rifle bullets. That's not bad at all. I waited around for the fertilized PT egg to drop before disabling mating and storing it away in the preserving bin. Yeah, my armor's all repaired, ready to go. I think I'm as ready as I can be for this blood moon. I'll make a few more bolas. I haven't seen a single zombie in these first 10 days, and I know that's just not gonna be the case for this blood moon. If anything, I kind of wish that I've seen a zombie, because like now they're all just getting thrown at me at once. I don't even know what to expect. I could probably throw another spike wall up there. Worst comes to worst, we can probably ride it out in the base. They can't damage structures yet, unless they, I don't know. They shouldn't be able to damage structures. I'm stressed out. I'm nervous. I was prepared to defend myself against pretty much anything this first blood moon had to throw at me. Me, Perry, and Green Bean all stood outside waiting for the sky to bleed into all sorts of red shades. And it sure did. Way sooner than I expected, that is. Oh, the blood moon's already rising? What? Oh no. Oh no. What? I thought I had more time. I thought I had a few more hours. Oh no. Already see him coming. That's a dimorph. That's a zombie dimorph. I shot that thing out of the sky before it could get too close to do any harm, confirming my hypothesis that the long neck was a worthwhile investment. Oh no, dude, they're all coming at once. Are those microraptors? What? Okay, they're dying to the spikes. That's good. So far, the defenses are working. Oh, here we go. We got PTs. We got Pteranodons coming in. Come on, Perry. Hold down the fort, Perry. Wait, this is what I had my long neck for. The Pteranodon was just flying in circles around me at Mach 5, so I couldn't get an accurate shot off at it. So instead, I just shredded it to pieces with Green Bean. Dead, it's dead. Oh, they're exploding onto my structures. Is that a Hyenodon? Oh, there's a direwolf. What? Yeah, seems like the zombie horde has recruited a bunch of new species since their last visit. Considering this was just the first wave, it was already very chaotic, and it would only get worse in the next few minutes. Is it alpha boosted? No! Perry! No! No! Man, oh, they're trying to get through the gate. Oh, dude, they're doing numbers on my spikes. Little did the zombies know I had one more card up my sleeve, and that was abusing Ark's broken mechanics against it. Can I shoot him through this? Yeah, I can. Okay, nice. Oh, there's a bat coming. I just saw it spawn. It even tanked through a couple of sniper bullets, so I had to finish it with the Baryonyx. We got a Carno now. Oh, he's doing damage. Thankfully, it dropped dead pretty quickly because of its low level. And there's the blood moon itself. Thing's terrifying. I hopped off Green Bean for just a second to harvest the Carno's corpse, and a whole Tapejara appeared, but luckily it got stopped by the spikes on my roof. See, I told you the spikes on the roof were a good idea. We're all just dying to the spikes. Whoa! I'm hearing bats. Whoa! I'm hearing there's a lot of bats. Oh, I got mega rabies. No, 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 no. Not good. Not good. Not good at all. I gotta go inside. I can't die like this. Green Bean, you gotta fight him, man. While waiting for the sickness to pass, I just had to sit inside the base and listen to all the explosions outside. Thing is, once I actually get rid of the mega rabies, I should be able to heal back up really quickly.
Hello there.
Oh no. Get him, Green Bean. I could shoot some of the Tapejaros through my door since they were after me, but the situation outside looked a bit more dire, so I ran out there to help Green Bean. I'm here, Green Bean. I'm here. We're holding the fort. Man, they're doing numbers on my spikes. Poking your head through. Big mistake. Just poking their ugly heads through. Is that a zombified Perry? And he's just chilling? Oh, he's running. Okay. Zombified Perrys are just wusses, I guess. I really don't want to open the gate to kill him. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Ow! What just exploded in here? Dawn's breaking. Is it over soon? Nah, this guy's straight up damaging my stuff. Anywho, that was the last of the zombie wave, and the sky soon cleared up so I could run out to assess the situation. Zombie key right here. Oh! Oh, he's coming for me! There's a zombified baby got infected. It's messed up. Okay. It's day 11, we did survive the blood moon. There are more zombies in the world now, so now they used to have a 5% chance to spawn, now they have a 10% chance to spawn and infect other dinos. Now that may not sound like a lot, and it really isn't, but they're only gonna keep building from here. Thankfully, it's still only normal zombies right now, but I'm pretty sure after the next blood moon on day 20, so I guess day 21, irradiated zombies are added, and those, they've mutated quite heavily. Instead of just healing quicker, they give off their own radiation now. That's absolutely terrifying. Anyways, I had 9.5 more days to get prepared for the second blood moon, so I better get to work as soon as possible. So I immediately threw out that fertilized Pteranodon egg to hatch and waited for it to pop so I could see the stats. 37 in stamina, 35 weight, 29 health. They have the same health, right? 35. Nah, I guess health isn't that important on it. I'll raise this, yeah. That is if it can figure out how to get out of base through the wide open door. Oh, okay. Kinda got it. Do I have any meat for this guy? Oh, Perry, I forgot Perry died, man. Perry died quick. I named the baby PT Flappy, of course, and I waited around for the imprint timer to expire. Flappy just wants to walk. Perfect. With Flappy fully imprinted, the stats looked a little bit better. So I brought him back inside the safety of my compound, and I grabbed the one saddle that I had for him. I'm gonna have to wait for Flappy to grow up here, and then I'm gonna go scout out, I think, where I'm gonna move the base. And then we need to get to taming. I need an RG, an Anky. I need that for metal farming for sure. I also, after I get the RG, I need to tame a frog for cementing paste farming. I crafted up a few more trank arrows and went out to farm up the simple RG trap. Okay, here we go. I've got the RG trap made up. Should also get the saddle made for it as well. I'd like to tame both the Anky and RG while I'm out. On that note, I returned back home and I crafted up a bunch of arrows to turn into tranks. As for the saddle, I was missing a bunch of hides, so it was time to go out on a little hunt with Green Bean. Flappy's all grown up, which is nice. Okay, well, that's all the hide I need farmed up relatively easily. Back at base, I tried to craft the RG saddle, but apparently I was still missing hide, so I had to go back out for round 2. I ran into a whole diplo on day 12, so I pieced it up for a bunch of hide. There we go, finally. There's all the hide I need. I finally crafted the saddle, and I was ready to head out with Flappy to find an RG. Is that a... Okay, there's a zombified snail right there. That's my first wild zombie that I've seen that hasn't been from a blood moon. Nice. What's it going after? It's going after that dimorph. Oh. Now it's in its shell. Okay. Anyways, there was also a couple of theories, so I checked those out since I do remember taming theories in the last zombie challenge. Flying closer to the mountains though, I spotted a level 140. I know I tamed theories in my last zombie 100-day video, so I don't want to do it again. Maybe Rex's this time? For now, the RG and Anky were my main focus, so I flew up towards the volcano and I soon spotted the first bird, a level 50. Yeah, that's terrible. Not taming that, that's for sure. Wait, did I just hear a zombie? I swear I did. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a zombified raptor. Okay, he's gonna infect, like, everything over here. So I'm gonna head this way. Oh, here we go. 140 RGN. I'm out of stamina. I gotta lead it away from that aloe up there. I had to wait for Flappy's crash landing so he could regain some stamina and take flight again. I then flew up to a ledge on the volcano where I could set up the trap. All right, here we go. There's the trap. Now let's go get this gal. Let's get this gal. With her attention acquired, I led her back into my very inconspicuous trap and locked her in. Got it. This is definitely a safe place to knock it out too, as long as I don't fall off the cliff. Okay, sweet. The stats were a major disappointment, but there was still a chance of it waking up much better, so I flew down to look for some easy prime meat. Let's go look, see if I can't find any baby dinos to no longer have life on this ark. There was a dead carno right below me, so I snagged that up for a couple of prime meat before the bugs got to it. Actual war zone over here, man. I also spotted a baby parasaur fleeing the scene, so I had to get to it before anything else could. There's no way. There's no way. Are you serious? And there's a voice crack. The next baby dino that I found was a trike. Already a pretty tanky child, but the fact that it was a level 145 made it even worse. And a couple of random dilos had to just disrespect me even more by spitting in my face. Really? A couple of raptors showed up as well, so I decided to use their ferocity for my own benefit by having them piece up the baby trike. All I had to do was strike at the right moment and feast on the prime meat. Got it. That's all I needed. Peace. I flew back up to the sleeping RG and fed the remains of the trike. While that was taming, I continued to search around the volcano as an Anky was next up on the list. I also kept my eye out for a Dodex since the stone base upgrade was definitely going to be pretty time consuming to farm by hand moving forward. And time efficiency would be the key to surviving these blood moons that are to come. Anyways, while flying around, I spotted an Explorano down below, so I copped that for a few easy levels. I just heard a Dodic. Where is it? I swear I just heard... Oh, it's right there. Right next to a Rex. Perfect. My Arch is about to tame. Hold up. I don't really care what level the Dodic is, to be honest. Now that there's that like solo farm thing out where you can just hold the Dodic in the air and it'll swing forever. When I got back to the sleeping RG, it was one bite away from waking up, so I waited around until it did. Perfect. Stats wise, I mean, good health. I don't really care. I kind of wanted a weight stat, but whatever. I'll call this one Flapentina. Flapentina. Okay. Don't question it. Flapentina may not have the most aura farming of names, but she sure would be good at farming, or helping carry the farming dinos at least. She was an essential piece of the team, and that's what I'm trying to say here. Anyways, I packed up the trap and hopped on, and I whistled Flappy to follow me. Why am I above the RG? That's really weird. I'm gonna hit a quick relog. That relog fixed my floating character, so I continued flying back to that Dodic. On my way over, I spotted another Explorano, so I grabbed that to level up Flapentina's weight. Where's this Dodic at? Oh, it's fighting. Got it. Come on, I'll save you, Dodic. It was only a level 55, but that would only make taming it faster. So I brought it to the top of the mountain, but when I let go of it, it proceeded to angrily walk back towards the saber-tooth that it was fighting before. Right, I need to knock out this Dodic. Get it taming. Oh! Holy delayed hit. Just got launched. I brought Flappy closer, and when I got back, the Dodic started playing hide and seek with me. Oh, it's down there in those bushes. Man, I can't see it. I did, however, have this thing called a sickle on me, so I carefully removed all the bushes around the Dodic. Oh, my bad, dude. Misinput. One misinput later, I slid back down next to the Dodic, which slapped me again, sending me even further down. Yeah, knocking this thing out on this uneven terrain was definitely a hassle. This guy's being very annoying to tame. You are a level 55. Quit being a pain. You ain't all that. I decided just to tank the smacks to the face until it started torpor running. Straight into a metal node, that is. There we go. Okay, that was actually really hard. I picked a bunch of berries from the local shrubbery before flying out to a yellow drop with a ring that I spotted flying over here. Oh, don't care about that Sarco settle. This flak chest piece sure is nice though. Even the Ascended Gauntlets blueprint was pretty solid. It actually had a cheap crafting requirement with a very decent amount of armor. Anyway, when I returned to the sleeping Dodic, I got a nice taste of Ark's tomfoolery as is usual when taming near or on the mountains. And it's under the map. Amazing. Love me some classic art. I hand gathered a bunch of Mayho berries before harnessing my inner chi to phase into the ground and feed the Dodic. Gotta use some magic abilities here. Don't mind me. Now that it was fed and taming, I could head out to look for an Anky again, as that was the last of the farming trio that I needed right now. That was a red drop coming down. I can get down with that. Hey, here we go. Red drop. What you got for me? Good armor. Rockets. I don't know if I'll ever use those. That's a decent gun, I guess. Okay, I mean, not the best, but it's not bad either. On day 14, the Dodic finished taming, but it did not magically resurface, so I once again had to call upon the darker powers to aid me in rescuing the poor Dodic from the depths of Ark shenanigans. There we go, just like that. Okay, this was a successful taming trip. We never found any Ankies, but I got an RG and a Dodic. I can't ask for much more. Zombies can't damage structures yet, besides wooden ones, obviously. Thatch, I guess. But this Dodic will help build. Oh, hold up. It's only at level 20. The Dodic will help build out a stone in the meantime, till I can get to metal. So I slowly flew back towards the base with the gang, stopping by a large rock in the river for some stamina. What the heck? Oh, he hit the rock. That's why I fell in. Really, dude? Anywho, I spotted a level 140 Spino in the river next to the blue drop, and that looked to be a perfect candidate for my base's defenses. Hold up. That could be super strong. I've got to keep that in mind for sure. I don't know if I'll be able to tame it before this next blood moon, because I want to start setting up my next base as well. Hey, here we are, back at base. Really? Yeah, I didn't have the most real estate here, so it was about time that I started preparing to move out. First things first though, I needed to make a saddle for the Dodic so I could start farming with it. Here we go, all my metal smelted here as well, which is nice. As usual, my hide was the only thing missing, so I hopped on Green Bean to do a little bit of killing. Holy parasaurs, got the whole gang right here. There we go, there's a decent amount of hide farmed up. Back at the crib, I crafted the Dodic saddle. Alright, now I want to make a bunch more spike walls, and I want to go kind of claim where I want to build my permanent base by those 4 big rocks that I saw a few days ago. Once I had a good amount of spikes made, I hopped on Flappentina and flew out to that small hill with those big rocks. So we're up on this plateau here. I'm definitely going to want to clear out all these trees, but yeah, got these 4 big unbreakable rocks in the middle. Let me just confirm they are unbreakable, right? That one is, yep, perfect. So now let's start laying down these spikes. I had to break the few smaller rocks around to place all the spikes connecting the big rocks together. But once it was done, I had a nice view of all the real estate that I now have to work with. Okay, here we go. I've got it all spiked off. So I'm gonna place my base here in the middle, and then we'll just expand outwards over time. I'm liking this. This does feel pretty secure. I want to take down all these trees so I can have full line of sight everywhere too. One thing I needed to add for sure was a dino gate to get in and out through. So I chopped some of the trees left in there and smacked up a couple of rocks before spotting a slight complication outside. Oh, there's an alpha carno right there. Okay, that's perfect. Level 90. Jeez, man. Anywho, I farmed up the stone gateway and dino gate, and I picked up the spike wall to replace it. There we go. Nice. Back at the crib on day 15, I grabbed a bunch of charcoal from my forges and I queued up some more freedom powder. Alright, now I need to farm up a bigger stone base. So I think I'm gonna build the shell and everything of that base, but I'm gonna have to ride out the next blood moon in this base. I'm just not gonna be able to get everything transferred over in time. First, let's go get a bunch of stone. Probably level this RG up as well. Since there was that alpha carno over at my new base location, I could just cop a quick explorer note and go kill it. However, I first wanted to farm up the stone. When I returned with all that, I repaired my hatchet and smacked up a few trees for the wood as well. Alright, let me first craft up a bunch of foundations for the base here. Alright, so I got foundations for a 5x5 platform. Now, I think I'll just use stone walls for the outside. I think I'll make it 3 walls high. Surely that's enough. Maybe I'll end up doing 4. I'm not really sure. The grind continued into day 16. After restocking on stone, I brought some of it over to the Smithy so I could craft the so-called cellar door, which is basically just a large hatch frame. Alright, I need 6 more ceilings and then just some windows, and I pretty much got it farmed up. I whacked up a few more trees and got all the ceilings and windows crafted, and I started loading the RG up to transport it all. Just go over, place them down, and then we'll get explorer notes and try and kill that alpha carno, get a ton of levels on my RG. Okay, here we go. Here's the spot. I'm gonna have to clear out some trees here, and then I'll lay down the foundation. Once the real estate was clear of most of the shrubs and trees, I could finally get to cooking. Alright, let's put this away, and now let's set this thing up. Okay, here we go. Got the base all set up. I just need to add some walls on this corner here. I wasn't able to place foundations perfectly. There we go. They can't get under the base now. So now let's get an explorer note and track down that alpha carno first, just so I know where it's at. There we go, it's right there. With the carno located, I wanted to get at least a couple of notes before attacking it. Okay, here we go, there's one. Here's the second. Those stats are already looking better. My character got a level 2. Nice. Now let's go get that alpha carno. I returned to the big glowing red sausage and I regained some stamina before getting to it. 85 damage a hit. This is gonna take a while. Oh, man, he's breaking my base. Oh, he's just taking down my spikes. Got it, finally. At the very least, I got a whole 32 levels for my hard work, so I split those between stamina and weight. Oh, I got good tools. That's nice. Good crossbow. Sweet. Alright, that's fine for me. I guess that was worth it, even with the spikes he took down. Let me replace those real quick. With my defenses rebuilt, I flew back home to sort out my inventory and craft a handful of rifle bullets. I also turned some of my arrows into tranks, as it was about time that I finally tamed myself that Anky. I guess before that though, I guess I can just make more forges and go place them out in the new base. Maybe I can fully move into the new base. I could do it right now. Screw it, let's do it. Let's move into the new base. I loaded up all my stuff onto the RG and I got to picking up all my structures. I also wanted to bring the wooden window frames on the fence foundations with me, but they were all damaged, so I first had to repair them. Okay, let's pick up these window walls. I also grabbed the fence foundations below them before literally just packing up the whole base into my left pocket. There we go. Alright, I'll pick up the Dodic, whistle the birds to follow me, and I'll have to come back for Green Bean. You know what? I bet Green Bean probably make it over there on his own. I picked up a couple of spikes that were out back and whistled him to follow me as well. The new spot was not too far away at all, so when I arrived, I opened the hatch frame and led the gang inside. Then, by the time I was done parking all the birds, Green Bean had appeared at my front gate. Yeah, Green Bean made it. The AI pathfinding in ASA is actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. That is, unless you're trying to get a baby dinosaur to walk through any sort of door or gate. Then their minds just break. Anyways, now that I had all my dinos securely inside, I could start furnishing the place with all my necessities. So since the cellar door's up there, I'll place the forges over here. It's the smithy right there. And since I have a bigger base, I can put up my bigger mouse pads. Sweet. I do really like these, they look really good. A little funky to place in Ark though. I placed a campfire next to my table and got some meat cooking. Probably use a few storage boxes in here as well. On day 18, I grabbed my fence foundations and windows so I could go out and place them just behind my spikes as I had in my first base. There we go. Yeah, this is looking good. Up on the defenses here. Alright, these bushes are pretty annoying. I don't think I have a berry farmer now that Perry's dead. I guess I can use my Dodic. Use this to get some narcotics, I guess. I don't think I've ever, in my thousands of hours of Ark, farmed berries with a Dodic. That's probably due to the fact that Dodics don't have a bite attack like Ankys do, meaning they can't even harvest berries. Guess I'm just using a sickle to get these bushes down. Once I had them somewhat cleared, I placed the rest of my fence foundations down, and I had to craft up a few more. I need to clear out these trees directly in front of my spikes. Clear out my sight lines. These rocks are gonna have to go too. Okay, there we go. So we got the spikes and now these window walls all placed down. So this place is looking pretty defended. It's not looking too bad. I've only got 2 days before the blood moon, which is kind of concerning though, I'm not gonna lie. So I think in that time, I'm gonna farm up a few more forges and do a metal run. That being said, I hopped onto the RG and I first dropped a few trees for wood and then flew out to find something made out of hide. Okay, here we go. I'll have 8 forges total. Now it was time once again to feed the addiction. I still don't have an Anky, but my pickaxe wasn't half bad either, and I live pretty close to a metal mountain. Okay, here we go. Here's the metal. Let's get to it. Got the crystal respawned here as well. Might as well farm this and bring it back. And I need it in the future. When I returned from the metal run, I split the metal between my forges and flew back out to do a little bit of deforesting just outside the base for fuel. I needed to get rid of these trees regardless so I could see all the dangers around once the blood moon actually arose. Okay, I've got a decent amount of metal smelting now, which is good. It's the day before the blood moon, which is not good. Need to tame another berry harvester. I'll probably just go out and see if I can't find another parasaur to tame. You see, I've taken down some of these trees, so I've got better sight lines around the base, which is nice. I don't think any of the zombie dinos are going to be able to climb these rocks to get into my base. I should destroy these rocks right outside, though. Let me just grab my Dodic to do that. Alright, now let's go find a parasaur to try and tame. There were plenty of Parries down on the beach, so I looked for something a bit higher level this time. Oh, there's my Lystro. It actually survived. I'll bring it back to base. After dropping the little guy off, I flew out towards the red obelisk where I checked out the levels of a few more parasaurs. However, I couldn't actually find one worth taming. I did find Parry's max level third cousin though, so that would work just fine. Oh, a 150 Iguanodon. I'll take that. Okay. I brought it back to base and dropped it inside and then shut the gate so it couldn't escape. Then I'll just stand up top here and shoot down at it. So passive. What up, Tranks? There we go, and it's out, just like that. To make the saddle, I needed more hide as usual, so I first picked up a bunch of berries from the local shrubbery and then fed the sleeping iguanodon. Then, on day 20, I flew down to the beach to get the hide situation sorted. There's a 140 frog right there. I need to tame that. There's a capro right here. Can I pick it? Oh, tried to get me. Get out of the water, dude. I don't have much time before the blood moon. It is day 20. There was even a second frog, and this one was a level 145, so I grabbed that one and headed back to base. Just drop it right in there. Oh, sweet. Got it knocked out. The iguanodon tamed as well, so I flew down to craft a saddle for it. I then fed the frog as well before going out on the iguanodon and doing a little bit of lawn mowing inside the compound. Oh, and he's already tamed. Obviously, I'm naming this guy Kermit. This will be pretty good for getting cementing pace. 38 points in the health and 41 in the melee. That's not terrible. 54 in the food? Oh, that's a bunch of wasted points. Okay, spoke too soon. Once again, it was the hide that I needed to make a saddle for Kermit, so I flew out to clap a random parasaur and Titanoboa. Okay, here we go. Beezle Bufo saddle as well. Now, I can, when I get scuba, go to the swamp cave. I'll get a bunch of paste there. I can also just kind of run around killing bugs as I find them. It was nice to get the few key dino tames out of the way before the island started to get overrun by zombies, but I still really do need to tame an Anky. I couldn't do that now though, as the blood moon was bound to come very soon. Okay, I'm gonna go down to the swamp here, see if I can't just kill any bugs, get some more paste. Any buggy boys over here in the swamp? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, 80 paste just like that. There we go. Over 100 paste. That's too easy. I ran around the swamp for a little while longer, but I didn't find any more buggy boys, so I hopped my way back up to base so I wouldn't be caught outside when the blood moon appeared. What is that? Dude, there's an irradiated ichthy! What? I didn't know those were here already. I thought it was just normal zombies. Oh no. I heard it before I saw it, luckily. I made it back inside safely and tried to repair my long neck, but as you could have guessed, I did not have enough hide to do so. And soon the inevitable arrived. Oh, okay, here's the blood moon. Yeah, man, they come up earlier and last longer than they used to. Not good. I whistled passive on all of my tames before hopping on Green Bean to go outside and defend the fort. Oh, I hear him. Okay, oh, that's a spider.
The giant enemy spider.
A bunch of spiders. Oh, here we go. We got Carnos on this side. They were hitting my spikes, so I decided to open the front gate and fight them head on. Okay, I can deal with this. I even got a journeyman treasure map from one of the zombies. Oh, what? There's an exploder? Already? No. I didn't think those were supposed to come till way later on. That's not good. That's not good at all. I hear another one. No, no, no. Oh, no! I need metal spikes. I need metal spikes. Dude, I didn't know there were variants this early on. They must have really evolved. Metal spikes, metal spikes. I don't have any hide. I can't make metal spikes. What do I do? What do I do? I need hide. Whoa! I took care of the single bat outside, but the zombie dinos did not drop any hide either, so I couldn't make the spikes. And to make matters worse, a Carno was absolutely tearing through the walls on the other side. Oh, yeah, dude, they're just targeting this because it's the weakest point now that the spikes are gone. What? A couple more bats showed up, but I sent them both back to the lobby before they could infect me. Whoa! What? How did he just drop on me? Did he get up the rocks somehow? Can they get up the rocks? Oh, that's another exploder. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to. Oh no! Dude, he took out this whole row of spikes. That entire side of the compound was now reliant on just a few half-damaged windows.
Mine.
Holy! Got Air Force Dimorph over here coming in. I hear a tappy? Oh, I do. After dropping that, a raptor somehow showed up inside the compound. Now this guy's just trying to break through the walls. Not anymore, I guess. Got some wolves here. Oh, I can kind of hit him through the window. Oh, the blood moon's over. The blood moon's over. Okay, I just gotta take out these guys. Oh, ow. I tried to just kill them, but they all kind of just blew up in my face instead. Thankfully now though, the chaos was over and my base itself survived. The bad news though, there's now multiple zombie variants roaming the island, way sooner than I first anticipated. Okay, well, survived the blood moon, but this virus is definitely mutating. Exploder zombies, they didn't come for days and days last time. They're showing up on day 20 now? It looks like they only show up during the blood moon, but not in the wild at least. But I did see a wild irradiated ichthy earlier before the blood moon. That's not good at all. Anyways, my forges were done cooking the metal, so I had to shut them off. The first thing I wanted to get done was set up metal spikes around the base since the wooden ones were clearly not cutting it anymore. And to solve my constant lack of hide, I headed out on Green Bean to do a proper amount of killing, except there was a slight complication. Not seeing anything on the beaches, probably all purged by the blood moon, which is just perfect, absolutely perfect. I guess in the meantime, I should replace the window walls. I should make them stone. I should definitely do that. I demolished one row of the walls that I had before farming up some thatch and wood to craft their stone variants. You know, what am I doing? I shouldn't even be going for stone. I should be going straight to metal. I need to tame an Anky. Since I already dropped one of the walls, I replaced it with the stone as a placeholder and then headed out to finally find me that Anky. Bring in my RG so I can pick it up, and I'll probably just fly it back to base to tame it. Let's go find one. I flew into the redwoods where I opened up a green drop with a couple of saddles that I don't need right now, but maybe in the future.
Hello.
Oh, there's a Thyla right there. Literally right there. Oh! I think it spotted me. On day 22, I looked into another drop, and this time I got a nice few items that I could actually put to use. Oh, a good PT saddle, sap taps, stone structures. That's actually a good drop. Man, that moon looks red to me, but it is not a blood moon. Anywho, I made it over to the metal mountain next to the maw, and there I finally found the perfect candidate for my endeavors. Boom, 145. Okay, you know, I could fly it back to base and tame it, but base is kind of far, and there's also a bunch of metal out here, but I don't have a saddle for it. What do I need for an Anky saddle? Let me just knock this out, start taming it, and then in the meantime, I'll make a little outpost, farm up a forge, smithy, and then the Anky saddle, and then I can just farm up all the metal here and bring it back home. I think that sounds like a plan. What is that? I'm pretty sure I just watched an irradiated zombie dimorph die. Nice. Okay, here we go. That's taming. Nice. Lastly, I needed a bit more hide for the saddle and smithy, so I challenged the local RGs to a fair dogfight by shooting them in the face, or trying to at least. Oh, there's no way I missed that. I am terrible. Oh, okay. Take my Fifth Amendment away, or whatever it is. Second Amendment, I don't know. I shouldn't be able to have a gun. Stay in school, kids. Don't graduate just to play Ark every day. Oh, this is zombie RG. Oh, geez. Okay. It's a level 150 zombie. Oh, I'm not fighting that. Instead, I decided to be the good guy and save an Anky from the wrath of a saber-tooth, just to then see it get jumped by a group of hyenas 5 seconds later. No. I clapped 2 of them before flying back up to my Anky and finally crafting that smithy. And yeah, at the time, I completely forgot that the RG's inventory also acts as a smithy, and I really don't need to craft one. I waited around on day 23 until the Anky woke up, and in the meantime I had crafted a saddle for it, and when it finally tamed I named it Hank. I then picked up Hank and put him straight to work. Okay, I've farmed up a decent amount of metal. There's a purple drop with a ring coming down over here, so I'll hit this and then head back to base. Inside, I found a good couple of fur armor pieces and a Mastercraft Dodic saddle and some stews. Some genuinely useful stuff, I guess. Okay, here we go. Back at the Cribbington. Let's open this thing up and drop the Anky in. I did some basic arithmetics in my head to calculate how many stacks of metal should go into each forge and then split them all up. I then also slapped the new Dodic saddle onto my Doed, and he was kinda stuck in those wooden storage boxes, so I helped him out with the RG before repairing my hatchet and going out to farm wood. The forges needed more fuel, and I needed better sightlines around my base, so it was a win-win. Here we go, forges are being lit up with a ton of metal. This will be good. Alright, how am I doing on hide? Probably not good enough. I need metal spikes. Yeah, 10 hide. Are we serious? All right, I'm just gonna go out with green bean and kill literally everything in my path. I need metal spikes and hopefully some metal walls before this next blood moon. Coming to the end of day 24 already. I feel like I just got done fighting off the last blood moon. Oh, is that a zombie pteranodon? Oh, it is. I'm gonna take that out. This could infect all of these things. Not try to have this infect everything that I'm killing for hide. Shortly after taking care of that, I also ran into a zombie Phiomia, so I could already see how much more common these zombies were starting to become. Blue drop with a ring. Okay, hold up, that could be good. It in fact was not good. The oil's nice, that's really about it. On that note, I started heading back home, killing only a pteranodon on the way there. Okay, I've got a decent amount of hide farmed up here. Let's start making some metal spikes. I crafted 15 for starters, and as I ran outside, I spotted this fellow just straight chilling right before my gate. Oh, 140 theory right outside the base? I need to tame that. That could farm wood. But first, I wanted to get these spikes placed. And I crafted 5 more before getting to work on laying them down. There we go. Okay, I feel a lot safer with these metal spikes up. They shouldn't be broken as easily. One thing my base was missing since I built up on a hill was access to water, and I was constantly in need of it, and I kept flying down to the beach to get a sip from the river. So I had to bring irrigation up here sooner rather than later. Oh, a zombie iguanodon on my turf. That's not gonna slide. Not gonna slide at all. Just trying to infect other stuff? Nah, bro. With that taken care of, I flew back home to pull for water intake, a few tanks, and a water tap. I then flew down to the nearest beach where I placed the intake in the water and carried the irrigation all the way up with the tanks. Put one at the bottom of this hill, up here, hide this next one in here. I'll put one in my base. I guess I'll hide it under the base in here. Now that my whole compound was irrigated, I could slap the tank down and drink up whenever I needed to. Back to upgrading my defenses though. Since I put up those metal spikes, I also needed to reinforce them with metal fence foundations and windows. So I queued up 35 of those, but then I looked into making a fabricator as well, for which I was only missing spark powder, meaning I just quickly canceled the fence foundations and crafted that instead. Let's make that. Continue making these fence foundations. Now since I didn't have the most real estate to work with inside the base, I decided to put up a few quarter ceilings above my smithy and place the fabricator up there. Yeah, that works for me. Okay, sweet. I want a chainsaw. This will help farm wood. 75 polymer? Jeez, I'm not able to afford that. Man. At the very least, I was notified that I unlocked 3 extra skill points. And for the first time in history, I actually leveled up the well-oiled machine skill. And that basically just reduces repair costs on both structures and items by 30%. So I just know stuff's gonna get damaged every time a blood moon happens. Alright, let's start picking up these walls here. I have to place them back down. Ow, really just broke my own flak. At least I know these metal spikes work. Once I got the wooden structures all picked up, I ran back inside to fix said flak and start construction of the metal fence foundations. Alright, now I need metal walls, which is gonna absolutely shred through my metal stocks. It had to be done nevertheless though, so I crafted 30 walls and placed them all around the compound. Okay, what, I need 4 more, 8 more walls? Okay. I can do that. Even with 8 forges cooking at full blast, the ingot production wasn't the fastest, so I probably would need a few more. I was also pretty much all out of cementing paste, so I hopped on Kermit and we went out to the local swamp to farm that. Yep, that's a zombie paracer. Okay. Alright, I'm actually starting to see them quite commonly now. The first group of buggy boys I licked gave me almost 200 paste already. Oh, those are some big bugs. Oh, it's a zombie one. Okay. Do not get aggroed by that. I had to take a slight detour through the redwoods to make sure that I kept my distance from that thing. Now, while I was already out here, I also checked the rivers for any beaver dams. Okay, here's one. Hello, taxpayer. That's an abysmal amount of paste. What? Got any more? I started heading back as I actually wanted to go around collecting tax with a PT instead. But as I was running through the redwoods, I got to see an irradiated zombie up close and personal. Is that a zombie ant? Oh, it's an irradiated zombie ant. Kill it, kill it. Oh my, dude, really? I didn't know those were a thing. Oh, it killed its other buggy friends. That's crazy. I licked up a few more Meganoros before running back to base, and as I was hopping my way through the forest, I got radiation again. Oh, I hear another zombie. Oh, it's an irradiated one. Where is it? Oh, it's a baby, a radiated baby. I'm not being around that, dude. I ran back inside to store the paste away and craft the last 8 walls, which I then placed inside to finish up the defenses. There we go, fully surrounded by metal now. That makes me feel a lot safer. Still not safe enough, though. Anyways, I hopped on the PT and headed back out to look for more beaver dams, as I did kind of forget those were a thing before heading out on Kermit. There we go. Oh, there's 2 here. Sweet. What's that piranha doing? Not sure what sort of demon possessed that fish, but I ended its suffering before looting the 2 dams. Just like that. Got it. Let's go. On day 27, I stopped by a yellow drop that hooked me up with some decent flak, a scuba tank, and a better iguanodon saddle. I just saw something explode in the forest right there. That was definitely a zombie. There's 3 beavers here though. Potentially 2 dams. Just 1. Slackers. There's a baby irradiated beaver. Okay. I grabbed the only dam that these guys had to offer before turning back and flying home, as I had now farmed up a decent amount of paste. And when I returned, I gave my iguanodon the new saddle and then sorted out my stuff. Okay, so in my last time playing with the zombie mod, I made a safe room. It was just in the center of my base out of metal, but it was like on the floor here. And it was nice to have, but it got in the way for sure. Like I had my generator, cryo fridge, a smithy, super important stuff that I could fall back into if I needed to. So I want to have one of those again, but I think I'm gonna like kind of prop it up towards the ceiling so it won't get in the way of anything down here. That being said, I crafted up a bunch of metal ceilings, walls, and windows. I did also make stairs to get up and down from the safe room, but I ended up opting for ladders. Okay, so I've got these metal structures here. I'm gonna place the ceilings up here. Okay, you know, I'm actually gonna do a trap door. I think that's a good idea. So I'll pick this up. All right, get off this platform, dude. I don't need you up. I placed that ceiling back down as a hatch frame, and I replaced the 4 ceilings above the metal as well. We'll place these with windows. And then finally, I placed in all the windows. Okay, here we go. Here's a safe room. And then I'll make some ladders. Should actually only need 1 of these, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, then I can get in here, seal it off, and then I can look outside my base with a little height advantage so I can shoot down, which is good. However, right now, it kind of just looked like a floating box inside my base. So I added a few pillars to give it more structural support. Perfect. That has a little more support, and then I want to do it for this side as well. There we go. Okay, so there's the safe room made. Once I could make one, I would definitely put a generator up here. Anyways, I also had the fabricator, so it's time to put that to use as well. I threw some hide and oil into one of my forges to make gasoline, and in the meantime, I went out to restock on wood so my forges could keep cooking. I did also have this apprentice Glock that I found in the drop, so I loaded that up before hopping on Hank to go out and farm some more flint and stone. Okay, I've got like 2.5 days before the blood moon starts. I think I need to do 1 more big farm. I need to get... Oh, what's going on here? Just a parasaur. Okay. You know, I'll take the free hide donation. But as I was saying, I think I need to do 1 more big farm. Metal, obsidian, crystal. Like, I need all of that. So after I was done packing up this random parasaur, I grabbed Hank and I flew all the way out to the volcano where I could then farm both crystal and obsidian. Whenever I need polymer, I'll probably just craft hard polymer with obsidian and cementing paste, because finding penguins on this map has always been a pain for me. Oh, there is the zombie Rhinonathia. Don't want to run into that thing. Oh, it's really close. If that gets on me, I might be cooked. Anywho, I made it up to the volcano in one piece so the big farming run could commence. Yeah, I farmed up a decent amount of obsidian and crystal and got some metal in here as well. Pretty good haul. Let's bring this back to base. Back at the crib, I transferred all the farm into the forges and the fabricator. I was also looking to make myself a chainsaw, however, I needed to get more silica pearls. I really do need to figure out a good way to get those soon, as I also want to make auto turrets, which are pretty costly in terms of electronics. I was high enough level, however, though, to make scuba, so I queued up some polymer for that. I want to tame water dinos. I feel like I'm gonna need cryopods. Definitely gonna need cryopods. But first, I made that set of scuba and then made a bit more hard polymer for cryopods. Also, all the spark powder I was cooking had finished crafting by now, so I brought a bunch of the charcoal over to craft gunpowder. That's a ton of gunpowder crafting. As for the cryos, I loaded up the RG with all the necessities plus electronics before heading out to a blue drop landing nearby. Now, to all of you that truly believe my aim is horrendous, I want you to watch this absolute cinema of a shot that I landed on a thieving bird. That was an actual clip. I shot it right before it got to me. Yeah, me missing all those shots earlier on is really just me acting. The drop soon landed, so I brought all the resources over to it and I crafted all the cryos that I could. Back at base, I crafted the generator and grabbed my gas, and I climbed up to the safe room where I placed both down the Jenny and the cryo fridge. Sweet, okay. I was kind of balling with my metal stocks since the last metal run, so I actually started crafting metal walls to start upgrading the base itself to metal. Now let's make canteens, 3 of them. Nice. Man, I really need some more defense dinos. I'm about to hit my 3rd blood moon and I still only have green bean. I've really got to tame some more after this next blood moon. Green bean would have to lock in for at least 1 more blood moon though. For now, I just continued upgrading my walls to metal. I want to tame a Phiomia. They're going to be like, why do you want to tame a Phiomia? Let me tell you. The reason I want that is because it's easy fertilizer, and I feel like I'm gonna need some crops soon. Some special type of crops that just happen to rhyme with Plan X. Yeah, I want Plan X. Yeah, if you don't know, Plan X basically just act like turrets. And instead of shooting like advanced rifle bullets, they shoot a green spores of death. I don't know. And basically, instead of producing tons and tons of gunpowder, melting metal, and manufacturing that into rifle bullets, all I had to do was feed a Phiomia some stem berries to get poop, which acts as ammunition for the Plant X. So I guess you could say the plant literally poops on the thing it's targeting. This video is basically just turning into plants versus zombies. Anyways, the Phiomia that I grabbed was a level 145, which was not that optimal considering it's better just to get a low level for faster taming, but I guess I was just too zoned out to realize. The blood moon was slowly approaching though, so I knocked out the piggy and went out to get mayho berries with Hank. That's slowly taming. Next, I need to farm crop plots, which are very expensive. I had loads of fiber and stone farmed up already, so all I had to do was go out and get the wood and thatch from the forest around my base. Oh, whoa! Really all this necessary, dude? There are zombies out and about, and you're fighting me. Alright, I'm gonna start with 4 crop plots. I bet that'll be good. And that Phiomia is almost tamed already. Man, that thing tamed really quick. I crafted the crop plots, then saddled up the Phiomia and named it Piglet. Now, the initial plan was to have one of the crop plots on each corner of the base, but I had this giant hatch frame on the side which was kind of obstructing one of the sides. Let me just move this hatch frame. There we go, place it like that, so I can place a crop plot right here. Now I just need to get the fertilizer, so it's the actual Plant X seed. I don't think I'm gonna have time to do that before the blood moon though. Yeah, the sky would be turning red in the next few minutes, so I had to get my last preparations in before that. This guy can harvest berries, right? I'll get him some stem berries.
Nope.
Okay. Eats berries but can't harvest them. Interesting. Anywho, I made more rifle bullets and scrolled through the in-game page looking for anything that might help me and my base survive this next blood moon. The next step is definitely auto turrets, which are very expensive. For that, I'm definitely going to need an angler. Since the Phiomia was actually useless at gathering, I brought Hank out to show how it's done. I then brought all the stem berries to Piglet and then got to force feeding it. Okay, I'm putting about 6 or 7 fertilizer in each crop plot. I know I just made some 12-year-old laugh. Okay, this this base is looking pretty ragtag right now, but it's honestly looking like pretty defended, like well defended. I'm pretty happy with this so far. Once we get Plan X up there, that'll be good. Maybe get some turrets shooting off the sides as well. We could extend spikes, put them all around on these rocks. There were still plenty of things I could do to fortify my base of operations, however, that could all wait as the next blood moon was about to start here. So I ran back inside and waited for the ominous warning to appear. Okay, here we go. Round 3, day 30 blood moon. Kinda nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Feel like this blood moon's gonna be turned up quite a notch. I barely got to finish that sentence before the first few zombies appeared. Turtle, I wouldn't be there if I was you. It's always the Master Oogways that get caught in the crossfire. Anywho, a Tapajara soon rushed me, so I got to work with Green Bean while the metal spikes kept the other critters at bay. For the most part, that is. Oh, irradiated Carno coming in? Oh, there's an irradiated Theory, what? No. Is that? There's a splitter Carno. Oh no, dude, the variants show up so much earlier than they did last time. If you don't remember, when you kill the splitters, they split into smaller versions. Look, there's smaller Carnos right there. I was really just keeping my distance from the irradiated ones as I didn't feel like getting radiation sickness right about now. Also, it seemed that the dinos couldn't damage the metal just yet as they were getting impaled by my spikes, but none of them were fighting back. So far, we're doing good. That's a 145. Okay, I'm glad that thing cannot get in. Also, the splitter zombies had pretty extreme effects for when they died and split into multiple. Oh geez. The only things that could get to me right now were the zombie flyers, but Green Bean was pretty good at handling those. Oh wait, they are damaging my metal. Are they? Why are they? Okay, no, wait, why are these ones way darker? Maybe it's just a visual glitch. That's weird. They're holding up pretty strong. Oh, it's an exploder, PT. Get away from me. Get away from me. Oh no. It just did so much damage to my base. No. I checked the walls out with the spyglass, and yeah, it was pretty safe to say that upgrading to metal would definitely be the next objective. Oh yeah, okay, can't get too close to that. I'm just trying to get in through the gate. Oh, this thing annihilated my gate. It's not good at all. Then another land zombie somehow managed to get inside the compound, probably due to one of the indestructible rocks. But that was the least of my concerns at the moment though, as the flying squadron of dimorphs that arrived soon after started attacking my crop plots. Dude, oh, they're just going straight for my crop plots, man. They're just being annoying. An irradiated one of them also rocked up, so I had to tank through a bit of radiation. Oh, those things do so much damage. Yeah, I need to set up Plan X. I decided to get back inside the base and try to upgrade more of my walls to metal right then and there in the midst of the blood moon. Oh, hello. Oh, it's an irradiated tappy. Oh no. Oh, geez, no. All this stuff is damaged. I've got to upgrade the metal. I got to get metal walls up. Come on. Get the metal. What is that? Is that a Gigantoraptor? Do I even want to open this? Nope, I don't want to open it. As soon as I got close to my forges, I got hit with radiation again, so I had to stand back and protect the main gate instead. I also kept crafting more walls to replace since the stone ones wouldn't hold for much longer. Alright, I'm gonna push outside. Yeah, they're just attacking my crop plots. Why? What do you gain from that? The blood moon did come to an end, but there were still zombies around the base that I had to get rid of. And I also had to figure out where they were getting in from. Okay, well, I survived, but I'm not gonna lie, that was scarier than I thought. They're definitely going to be able to damage structures next blood moon, and they were already getting in. I need to get the Plan X. I hopped on Flappy and we went out to get those seeds from the swamp all the way on the east side of the map. Plan X plants should be somewhere in here. Yeah, are these it? Yeah, they are. Got it. Perfect. That's what I came for. I'm out. Yeah, there are zombie dinosaurs everywhere now, and it's only day 31. No bueno. I've got to get all my taming done very soon. Okay, let's plant Plan X here. There was already poop in each one of the crop plots, so I just needed to get them seeded to get the plant growing. I then waited for them to all fully grow up so I could adjust their target settings. But the crop plots themselves were not looking too good durability wise, so I grabbed a few resources to repair them. Now is there any wild dinos I can pick up and bring over to test these things out? A test subject was soon found on day 32, so I yoinked it off the ground. Okay, here we got a dilo. I mean, this probably will get destroyed pretty quickly by my turrets, but let's see how it does. If I drop it right there. The spikes were actually blocking the line of sight for the plants, so I had to pick it back up and carry it into my compound. What? They're not shooting it at all? Why aren't you shooting it? The test subject also just welcomed himself inside my base and started biting the toes of my dinos. So I carried it up to the roof of the base to see if the plants were actually just gaslighting me. Oh, okay, so they work, they just don't shoot like I thought they would. They'll definitely shoot flyers though. Well, at least I knew they worked, so back to assessing the damage on the base. Even my forges took a beating. It's really weird that they can take damage even though they're fully enclosed inside the base. Okay, how many more metal walls do I need? These windows need to be replaced. I already had all the walls metal, so now I just needed to replace a few ceilings, the foundations, and of course the windows themselves. Okay, how many can I pull for more crop plots? Yeah, I can make 4 more. I'm gonna place them on the ground out here. These should help. They'll probably get destroyed pretty quick in a blood moon, I'd assume, but you know, they gotta help. I placed one on each corner of the base, that way they would have line of sight on one another as well as the whole perimeter of the compound. I seeded them all, then force-fed Piglet a ton of stim berries to produce ammo. Okay, we've got the Plan X on the ground. Growing up here now, these should help a lot. Back to upgrading the base. I grabbed the foundations that I crafted, and I first replaced the ones on the outer edges of the base since those would be taking the most heat. And I need to repair this gate. I don't know that I'll be able to convert this into metal. I gotta make more forges and speed up this metal production. I need an indie forge if anything. The plants on the ground also grew up by now, so I set them all up before pulling for a few more forges. Oh, are we running out of fuel? Oh, we are. Anywho, I cryoed up a few of my tames that I didn't need right now, and I brought them up to the safe room. Oh, my generator got destroyed. What? The exploders are hitting through the walls. Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna have to place my generator in the center of my base then. My safe room was not as safe as I had first anticipated. I guess I really didn't account for the fact that exploders could hit stuff through the walls. At least I found that out though before making any turrets, as crafting all of those to go offline in the midst of a bigger blood moon would have been more tragic. Alright, I need to place walls around this. I made 4 metal walls and I fully encased the generator, so hopefully the 2 sets of the walls would stop the exploders from damage getting to the generator. Need a ceiling as well. Oh, I'm missing the paste. Okay. I'm gonna have to go farm paste. I replaced most of my windows with metal ones before placing down the new forges around the new 1x1. It's not gonna look the best, but I just need the production. I really need to tame a theory for wood farming, or I can just make a chainsaw. A chainsaw would be best. But for that, I needed electronics, meaning I needed silica pearls. I did have that scuba set that I made though, which reminded me that I would also need paste, so I hopped on Kermit and we headed out to the swamp cave. Okay, here we go in the cave. Let's equip the scuba. Just trying to get some paste real quick. Like this to be simple, easy in and out. Silly me thinking anything in Ark could be simple, easy in and out. Instead of Meganoras, I got swarmed by a gang of spiders. And even my long neck was ineffective against them. Alright, I just gotta lead them out of the cave, dude. Holy. There's too many of them. Oh wait, can they not? Are they stuck? Can they not go out of the cave like that? Oh sweet, I think I found the method. I force-fed all the meat that I had to Kermit to heal him back up and then ventured in. Whoa! Why are you running out? Well, this guy can escape, but those other guys can't? I fought my way through the rest of the critters and finally got to the fun part. Oh, here we go. This is what I mean. There's not looking to be many more buggy boys in there. I'm not fighting through that. I'm just gonna bounce around outside, see what bugs I can find. Taxpayers back at all anymore? Doesn't look like it. While exploring, I ran into a green drop, but I didn't find anything useful inside, so I hopped back down to the swamp where I finally found a group of bugs. One of them was a zombie, jeez. Yeah, dude, honestly, just wandering around the edge of the swamp seems to be better for me.
Stop right there!
Oh! Hello. I tried to distance myself from that berry, but it was persistent on throwing hands with me, so of course I delivered. Anyway, I licked up a few more buggy boys, and honestly, I was pretty happy with the amount of pace that I got, so I headed back home. Alright, I think my next objective is to go out and get silica pearls so I can finally make a chainsaw. That'll make getting wood easier so I can always have metal smelting. I just don't know if I can dedicate the time to trying to get an indie forge. I just don't think that's in the cards right now. A little bit of head scratching occurred while I did some chores around the base, and I came to the conclusion that the next best move would of course to be to tame an anglerfish. It was still relatively early in the challenge, and I needed to get any tames I wanted to out of the way right now, since later on I might not be able to do that anymore. And I really don't need a high level angler, as they're all pretty good at getting pearls. But before I get an angler, the first water dino that I'm gonna have to get is a dolphin. So I flew out on Flappy to source the prime meat from a baby dilo. I did also want to get some raw meat, which usually is a pretty simple snatch. However, the tomfoolery you're about to witness proved to me otherwise. Oh, I shot the trike, no way.
Nope.
What? Just trying to get some raw meat, dude. Anyways, I started scouting the ocean next so I could find and tame an ichthy. Okay, ichthyes, as I don't see any. Maybe in this bay over here. Said bay was also as dead as the ocean apparently, except for one megalodon that immediately smelled me as I jumped into the water. Flying over to the other side of the map, I stopped by a blue drop that hooked me up with a bit of paste. Come on man, I just need like one dolphin. It doesn't have to be crazy good. There's just nothing. A couple of minutes of searching later, I found a level 55 and a level 20. So of course, I fed one prime meat to the level 55 and it tamed instantly. So I then stuffed it into a cryopod before heading back home. Surely I can tame an angler and get pearls before this next blood moon, right? Right? Back at base on day 34, I first did a couple of chores around base, such as demolishing a couple of wooden behemoth gates that I found in a drop and refueling the furnaces. I also crafted the ichthyus saddle before grabbing a few stone structures for the angler trap. Honestly, let me pick up this. Can I make a metal gate? That'll just be good to have on the base. I'm gonna make one anyway. I crafted 10 more stone walls and I made a couple more desk mats to place down around the base. There we go. I'm decorating my base with these. They look too cool. Anyways, I was pretty much ready to go out and tame an angler. However, I wanted to cook up some more narcotics since the anglerfish wakes up super quick. While those were cooking, I ran outside on the back of the iguanodon to do a little bit more lawn mowing. Here's that Parasaur my Plan X shot down. Sweet. I'll take a free hide donation. Oh! Help me! Not even zombies, I just got jumped by Trudons. Holy jump scare. Thankfully, the iguanodon handled them for me while I took a sweet nap. When I woke back up, I hopped back on and I could actually get to the lawn mowing. Since I whistled neutral on all of my tames, they were now scattered all around the base. So I queued up a few more narcotics, then proceeded to play Parking Simulator. Okay, this should be enough narcotics, I think, to keep an angler asleep. How much do I weigh? I should be able to move on the ichthy. I was too heavy to fly on Flappy though, so I'm gonna have to fly over on the RG. And I almost forgot that I'm gonna need a generator and a cryo fridge too. But the one that I had in my safe room was damaged, so I had to repair it first. Get up. Yeah, I don't really want to use this safe room now that I know it's not really safe. Anyways, I made a second generator, then grabbed some gas from the main one, and then finally headed out. Place the cryo fridge down. I'll place the generator. Fire this bad boy up. 3.25 millennia later, I could throw the dolphin out. I then swapped over to my scuba set and dove down to look for an anglerfish. 140 bacillo. Not what I'm after though. Anglers like to spawn really low, pretty much on the ground, down here at the bottom of the ocean. Which of course is where all the other dangerous stuff likes to spawn. I got pretty lucky though, as I soon ran into one of the angry light bulb fish, and it was a level 145. Okay, I would have been fine with the low level, but this guy's by himself. Nice and isolated, this should be an easy tame. And there's a like perfect little covered shelf right here. All the stars in the sky quickly aligned for this one tame. So I wasted no time in setting up the trap while also kiting the angler around me because it spotted me. Okay, now I can lead him in. Is he running? No, don't be an idiot. Really? I got close to it once again, and I did get its attention for about 3 seconds. Then it proceeded to ignore me again. Oh, now I've got this megalodon on me. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there dead for now. I'm probably gonna have to feed the angler just to make sure that it stays alive. For whatever reason, this angler had the attention span of a goldfish, and it just kept swimming away from me. Yeah, he just takes a bite and then runs away. I don't get that. So I swam back to pick up the trap, as I was obviously not gonna kite it all the way back there. I did say I thought this was gonna be easy. I clearly spoke way too soon. I set the trap on another ledge closer to the angler, and I let him nibble on my dolphin's tail again. No, he just loses interest. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. I feel like if this guy's tweaking out, I'm just gonna have to find another one. Which sucks. This is a 145. I didn't have all eternity to waste on this moody fish, so I packed the trap up again and moved on with my day. Then very soon, I found another angler, one that found itself in quite the predicament. There's an angler in the mesh here. Is this a breakable rock? It is. It's stuck in a rock. It was only a level 50, but as I said before, I don't really care about the levels, so I got to building the trap. Oh, it got out. Watch this one have issues with aggro now. I let it bite away at the ichthy while I literally built the trap around it, but it still somehow managed to get out through the one hole that I left opened. No, now this guy's running. Come on, man. We can't be serious. Now this guy's gonna have the same problem. It noticed me again, so I didn't let it bite me this time, but even then it lost interest before I could lead it in. Really don't have the scuba durability for this. But then, almost as if its AI got a fresh update, it actually followed me inside the trap and I could lock it in with the gate. Got it. I had to swim up and grab the megalodon's corpse to feed the angler, as I did not want to risk losing it. This is kind of cursed. Yo, dude, eat the shark buddy. Oh no, I can't let go of it. Hold up, I gotta hit a relog. But the relog made the shark's corpse vanish into the back rooms or something. So now the only option that I had left was to pray that the angler got knocked out before it died. Come on, just go to sleep. Yes. Immediately, I forced a bunch of narcotics down his throat before swimming up to find some food for it. Do any of you guys have babies? Eventually, I found a baby dodo, so I released it from the curse of living and then returned back to feed the angler. They're only level 50, tame quick. It only needed 2 feeds to tame, but it still took a little bit, so I had to do some advanced tech to keep my scuba tank alive as long as possible. The scuba does not have a lot of durability, so I'm just gonna have to throw it on, get my oxygen back, and then take it off. This is very cursed, but it'll work. In the meantime, I smacked up the oil node next to the trap, and I loaded some of my stuff onto the ichthy since weight was a major concern right now. Let's go tamed. I'm gonna name it Yellowtail, and I gotta be quick. I fit the whole trap into the ichthy and then hopped on the angler to go out and farm the pearls. There was a plessy guarding the spot I wanted to farm at though, so I've gotta fight it. Unfortunately though, that scuffle didn't end well for my dolphin. Oh no, okay, well, that was a mistake. For some reason, the plessy pieced out after that, so I just grabbed my stuff and then swam back down to farm the pearls. Alright, that should be more than enough pearls. Let's get out of here. Is that a zombie mosasaur? Oh yeah, let's get out of here. It's time to go. I swam back to the RG, and as I was about to start packing, a random piranha just had to show up and bite Yellowtail. Now I'm not going to be able to cryo it because it just took damage. Once I actually could, I picked up my structures and then started heading back home. Even though I lost the ichthy, which I don't really care about, it was a very successful mission. And I still have the angler alive, so I can always get more if I need it, but look at all these pearls. I should never need to go farm pearls again. Hello, Parasaur. I'd like to introduce you to something called, my base's defenses, or otherwise known as Plan X. Anyways, I brought the pearls inside and got to making the electronics straight away. I also expanded my storage system by a few boxes so I could throw the rest of the pearls in there. And I got some oil out of that as well. Love me some Freedom liquid. I turned some of it into gasoline and I threw more raw meat on the campfire to cook. Now to place my cryo fridge back down inside my base, I actually picked up my main generator and replaced it a bit farther back. And then I could just about fit the cryo fridge next to it in the 1x1. Sweet. Now I can finally make that chainsaw to speed up my lumberjack activities. I just needed some more polymer, so I transferred a bunch of paste over to the fabricator as well. Yeah, I've got a ton of metal. Let's keep converting stuff. So I'm gonna need to make a metal cellar door and ceilings. Man, that's expensive. Fortunately, I'm just a baller, so I can afford the cellar door. Okay, let's make this chainsaw. Perfect. Now I can go farm up a lot of wood really quickly. I chose to go out to the redwoods, as just from 2 trees I nearly encumbered the RG. Then when I made it back to base, I distributed a heavy chunk of the wood into my forges and stored the rest away for later use. Yeah, that's a lot of wood farmed up. I'm definitely gonna have to do a metal run before the next blood moon. I think I'll do that next, actually. That being said, I picked up Hank and we are off to the small metal mountain on day 37. Okay, it doesn't look like the metal's respawned over here quite yet. Bummer. Guess I'll just go to the redwoods. As I was wrapping up the farming run, I noticed something really out of pocket happening right before my eyes. Oh, a radiated RG. Killing its own child. Nice. Anyways, I made it back to base on the early morning of day 38. I then dropped the Anky off through the cellar door and I got to sorting out the truckload of metal into the forges. I can put restacks and half in each forge. Okay, here we go. We got a ton of metal smelting. Next up, I crafted a few metal ceilings to replace the stone ones at the top, but while trying to place them down, this happened. What? Why did that just get demolished? Dude, are we serious? Not sure what went wrong since I didn't misplace the ceilings, but I guess Ark just likes gaslighting me now. I also needed to go out and farm more paste. The next blood moon was slowly but surely creeping up on me, and I could not leave a gaping hole in the roof of my base. So, of course, I hopped on Kermit and we went out to terrorize the local swamps for buggy boys. I then returned back to my base with a little over 600 paste farmed. So I crafted a new cellar door and the last few ceilings, and then I got converting the base to metal. Place the cellar door back. There we go. Okay, now I've got most of the base metal except the foundations here. I counted up the amount I would need to make, and I crafted all of those up too so I could finally have the base be a complete metal box. Oh wait. This is a ceiling. On that note, I made a few extra walls as well, and I placed them down outside to complete the base. Okay, I think with that, the full base is metal. Nice. While on the topic of upgrades, it was also time to make a few new appliances, such as a fridge, for example. The preserving bit had served its purpose, but it was time to go electric. Okay, there we go, we got a fridge. Alright, now with that done, I've only got like a day before the blood moon. I need to do some taming, man. I need more defense dinos. I kind of completely forgot to do that. I got so sidetracked with my base, like upgrading it to metal because we know what happened last blood moon. So anyways, I want you guys to hear me out on this one. Turtles. I want to tame turtles, Carbonemus, whatever how you say their name. The reason I want to do that is because they're very annoying to kill in the wild, so they're going to be very annoying if they have a bunch of health and a saddle on them. So they're going to take a bunch of health. I can just have them throughout my base in the walls here, and as zombies are trying to kill them, and they're obviously fighting back, the Plan X will just keep lighting them up over and over. And they won't be able to touch the main base here, hopefully. Basically, instead of brute force killing machines, I wanted to tame distancing dinos so my turrets could do the work. And taming the turtles is also much easier and quicker than any large theropod. So considering I only had about a day left, this seemed to be my best bet right now. So that being said, I crafted up a new set of tranks and flew down to the beach on Flappy, where I was once again a witness to some cannibalism. The battle of the fairies, dude. Anyways, the first master Oogway that I spotted was out in the ocean, and it was a level 145. So I landed Flappy on the closest beach and swam out to get its attention. I then had it follow me back to the beach where I knocked it out. Oh man, these things trank out so easily. I quickly flew back home to grab my iguanodon, and I farmed up a few bushes for mayo berries. Then after feeding the first turtle, I was off to find another one. And then here's a female 145. Okay, got a breeding pair right here. What's this? Another oh, 2 female 145s? What? This turtle thing is just, it's a sign, dude. The first turtle knocked out in the water, which was fine as they don't have an oxygen stat, but I was more worried about an angry zombie piranha eating it. Anyways though, before I could knock out the second one, I had to swat a zombie ichthy out of the sky, which albeit wasn't the easiest of tasks. Really?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
How? Finally. With peace restored on this beach, I knocked the other turtle out as well, in the water of course. It fell asleep in the water too, dude. Bro. There's another female 145. Ark just couldn't stop handing these high-level turtles out for some reason. But the blood moon was getting closer and closer, so I left this one be and flew back home to get green bean. There was a zombie turtle pretty close to one of the females that I was taming, so I had to deal with it quickly. Alright, time to take out this zombie carbo so he doesn't ruin mine. The first turtle I sent to sleep was pretty close to waking up, so I ran over to wait by it. Okay, here we go. First turtle is tamed. 39 points in the health, 49 to melee. Pretty terrible. Just gonna try and hope these tame before the blood moon. As for the other 2 turtles, I checked on one of them and it had 32 points in the health pre-tamed, so that did have good potential to turn out great. Okay, here we go. Next turtle is tamed. Maybe it came out with better stats by chance. 38. Really? Yeah, no, it was a disappointment. Surely the last one would redeem the gang though, right? Okay, third and final turtle is tamed. Quick, get over here before the Spino. Okay, this one has 42 points in the health. That's not bad. It definitely could be better, but whatever, man. Alright, I do want to breed them and get some eggs, but the blood moon is coming soon. I think I will stick these guys outside. We'll just throw some saddles on them. They should survive, right? Oh, I can make a dino leash. I can so do that, so I can keep them from getting too close to the walls. If you don't know what a dino leash is, basically any dino inside of it, you can set a radius and then they can't really move outside of that radius. So you can put them down on the ground, whistle dinos on neutral, and then they'll fight whatever's really in that circle. They won't go outside of it. So when I arrived, I threw all of them back out in the compound and enabled mating on them. And while looking through my storage boxes, I already had 1 carbo saddle, so I crafted up a couple more. To make the dino leash, I had to craft a bit of polymer, and in the meantime, I started packing up my other dinos inside base. Okay, I got eggs. I'll disable breeding. There are eggs in the fridge here. Turn this off, then make a dino leash. So I know I've got this area completely walled in, but if the walls get breached, I don't want them leaving or going too far from the main base. Yeah, okay, this is perfect, right? Let me just pick it up, and then I want to place it like up here where Flappy is, top of this box. I had to place a ladder on the side to get up, but I got the dino leash down and I parked the carbos around the base. Now the blood moon was just about to start too, so I swiftly repaired my armor. Now last minute, put some more fertilizer, I guess. Or did I cry on my family? Yeah, some more fertilizer into these Plant X. The more, the better, because this does act as ammo for them. I crafted a few more ladders to place on the side of the base so I could climb up to the roof and distribute the poop. Oh, there's the blood moon. Okay. Are they already spawning? Yeah. Okay. Plant X's are only doing 6 damage to that turtle? Oh no. With all the fertilizer distributed between the crop plots, I hopped on green bean and I ran around the compound watching all the zombies get pummeled by the poop flowers. Oh, this Plant X is so clutch. Oh yeah, we killed the exploder before it could get to us. Sweet. Everything seemed to be according to plan, up until the next bigger wave of zombies showed up. Oh, they're biting the Plant X. No. Oh, we got a splitter on me. Oh, no. Oh, the exploders are here. Kill them. Kill them. Oh, they destroyed my Plant X. This one's gone. Fight back, turtles. Oh, how'd the Carno get in? Oh, stuff can get in, dude. Stuff can get in. They can climb the rocks. Even the splitter zombies, as they died, split into more, and the smaller dinos got inside the compound. I need better defense dinos immediately. The turtles were somewhat good at distracting the zombies, but I could definitely get more of them to surround the whole base. Another zombie dino that could get in the base was the Gigantoraptor. They could straight up just walk over my spikes and get inside. But thankfully the Plant X made quick work of them though. Oh, I hear an exploder. Oh, it's a tappy. Oh, I think we killed it before it could go off. Once I had a little bit of breathing room, I climbed to the roof and checked the crop plots out to see how much poop they had left. Oh, I'm gonna need more. Oh, these are out. I need more. I need more. So I quickly ran inside to feed Piglet, and when I returned outside, I already had a few uninvited guests in the compound. It's a splitter Gigantoraptor. Alright, this is my chance. I gotta get up. Oh no, those dimorphs. My Lystro? Are they in my base? I think there's one in the base. Shut the door, shut the door. Oh, they're in the base. They're in the base. Whistle neutral. I secured the inside, but Flap and Tina flew out as I shut the door. There's a splitter Diplo on my base. I'm opening the door. There's an exploder Parasaur. No! No! We can't lose like this, dude. I just got launched outside my own base. Green Bean's gonna die, man. No, not like this. It was all utter chaos. My tames were all fighting the zombies and Green Bean was on life support. As the blood moon ended, there were a bunch of zombie Diplos all around the base, so they were easily taken out. I think the worst is over. Blood moon's over. There's just a few survivors. What got broken in here? My generator got broken again. The explosions can just get through the wall. Holy dude, that was way worse than I thought it would be. Once my crop plots ran out of fertilizer, everything went haywire, so I definitely needed to get more of those. I need Plant X, and I've got to tame better dinos for inside the base. No more ifs, ands, or buts. I reassembled the turtle breeding circle, and I assessed the damage around the base. Holy dude, that was awful. That was an onslaught. I needed to do something about my generator getting destroyed all the time as well. I made a new one and placed it in the 1x1 for now. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to expand my walls out, dude. Splitters can get too close. They can blow up my generator. Before doing any of that though, I started crafting polymer for air conditioners so I could hatch up the turtle eggs. I'll put them up against this wall and then surely stuff will hatch outside. Yeah, they will. Okay. As the baby turtles popped out, I pulled for a feeding trough which I placed inside my base. I then filled it up with berries that my iguanodon was holding onto before imprinting the turtles. Okay, I've got to respike this place. Got to expand my borders. Like, I knew that blood moon was gonna be strong, but I didn't think it would be that strong. That being said, I really wanted to make sure I would be more prepared for the next blood moon on day 50. So of course, I started crafting a whole 30 crop plots. Yep, I was going all out with the poop flowers this time. I just realized it pulled wood for my forges. Are we serious? Whatever, dude. Just give me 15 more, I guess. Once those finished crafting, I refueled and relit the forges. So on top of just getting my butt handed to me from that past blood moon, there's more zombies out in the world and they're stronger, so that's great. Also, I may or may not have forgotten to disable mating on the turtles, so there was now a whole new batch fully ungrown and unclaimed offsprings waiting for me outside. It's whatever, more carbos the better. Next, I went out to do some lawn mowing since I needed berries for both the carbos to munch on and stem berries so I could turn them into poop for crop plots. But all the plots that ran out of fertilizer and had the Plant X completely died off in them, so I'm gonna have to get new seeds as well. I replaced the crop plots that got broken in the fight and I repaired a few spikes so I could pick them up and plot the base expansion. Alright, so where do I want this new one to start? I want to have it like a full ring around these rocks. This thing's gonna be massive. I could almost finish the new circle before I ran out of spikes, and to craft more I needed hide again. Somehow I always find myself running out of it. Alright, let's go get more hide. Now I know my aim isn't the best in most cases, but you guys can't tell me I genuinely missed this shot. PT, you do happen to be made out of hide. Sorry my friend, not really. Oh my. That bullet just phased through him. Yeah, I'm convinced Ark is just I don't know, it's out to get me at this point. Anyways, I went around killing whatever normal dino that I could find since a lot of them were zombies by now and they don't give hide anymore. But then finally I returned to my base and I finished placing the spikes around the outside. There we go, got a bigger wall of spikes around the compound here. So now I need to get my hands on a toilet. I think I'm actually gonna have to use fertilizer instead of Phiomia poop. Just the Phiomia poop gets burned through way too quickly. I also need to make towers for these Plant X to sit on. I've got an idea on how I want to do it as well. Yeah, it was definitely not the prettiest structure, but it would definitely be a useful one. They're kind of slanted for some reason. I don't really know why. This is not gonna be pretty at all. This is gonna keep me safe, I hope. I wanted to make at least a couple more of these towers, so I crafted up more pillars, ceilings, and ramps, then got to construction. As for the remaining crop plots I had, I kind of just placed them all around the base to get more DPS. Alright, now I need a toilet. Can I pull for one? Yes. Now, to farm fertilizer with the toilet, I needed a spot where I could repeatedly bang my head against something by jumping up and down to deplete my stamina quickly. And I think I might have just found the perfect spot for that. I think I'll make my old safe room the poop room. With that established, I stood on top of the toilet and got to work on the cursed fertilizer ritual. Okay, that took a while, but yeah, that's how it works. So I am now going to do this all day. I'm gonna need a lot of fertilizer. I even brought up a few storage boxes up there so I could store all the fertilizer away and the ritual commenced. On day 44, I began distributing the fertilizer and seeding the new crop plots. Okay, here we go. A lot more Plant X. I also leveled up my turtles before climbing to each tower and adjusting their targeting settings. Wild, and then I'm gonna have these towers on medium so they don't shoot out too far. They gotta defend the base. I don't really care what's way out there. After that was done, I returned back inside to check on the forges as they were once again running low on fuel. So of course, I grabbed my chainsaw and headed out to the redwoods. After I'm farming more wood, I gotta tame. I might have to tame fairies again, dude. I know I did it last time, but they were effective. They worked. They're annoying to tame. They're really annoying to tame. I don't know if I have time for that. Back at the crib, I refueled the forges, then repaired my crossbow and looked into making actual turrets. My cementing pace was at an all-time low though. I could go out and farm more of it, but then I just run out of time for taming creatures, and I've been putting that off for far too long now. Turrets are gonna help, but dinosaurs are really what's gonna keep me alive here. Yeah, I'm doing it. Screw it. I'm taming fairies again. That's the move here. They're really just the best option. Rexes are too big to defend this base. I know I'm just gonna get hit with more exploders next time, and don't get me started on the radiation zombies. I set out to look for fairies on the back of Flappy, but I kept my fingers crossed as it would probably be pretty hard with so many zombies around now. Oh, here we go, 150. Okay. Love me the vanilla with sprinkles mod, making dinos high level. I then got the theory into the trap on the first try so I could get to tranking it out. It's pretty average all around, to be honest. It's whatever though, it'll put out good damage numbers. I fed it narcotics before flying home to grab some more and hopping on the iguanodon to plow through a few bushes. I then filled the trough up all the way and grabbed some mayho berries and queued up even more narcotics to cook while I flew back. Hello, Sleeping Beauty. I fed the theory and then hit a quick relog, after which I was greeted by quite the sight. What the? What is happening right now? Looks like I may or may not have ingested some of those potent narcotics myself. Of course, there was a pretty simple trick to sober up quickly, and that was another relog. There we go, that's normal. Something about this new batch of narcotics was really hitting, I guess. I even had to reset in real life. Damn. Anyways, I stood around the theory waiting for it to tame, but then an irradiated zombie Trudon showed up out of nowhere. I quickly picked it up with the PT and dropped it into the ditch below, but the damage was already done. Oh no, what's the taming? Oh, it's at 97. Okay, that's not bad. Let me farm up spikes. There we go, that guy's fully enclosed. I'm gonna look, see if there aren't any other ones. I need a high level male now. I continued searching throughout the night and sunrise of day 46, but I didn't find anything, so I flew back to babysit the theory as it was close to waking up. Okay, here we go, theory is tamed. Okay, 43 points in the melee isn't terrible. 34 in the health is kinda bad, but this isn't bad at all. I cryoed the chicken up and took off to continue the search for a male. The Spino right there. It's really low. I'm gonna kill it. Get levels. Oh, beaver. Got a dam around here and all, my man? Oh yeah, under the water right there. Another successful lick later, I stopped by a purple drop that hooked me up with a couple pieces of journeyman weaponry. Simple pistol? Okay. I don't think that pike will do me much, but... And I did find another dam in a small pond, so of course I deprived it of the tax inside. Don't mind me. Come on, man, where are all the theories at? Usually all over this place. It was on day 47 I finally spotted what I was looking for. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Just appear out of nowhere. I got its attention and led it into the trap on the first try, of course, so I then got to tranking it out. Here we go. Yeah. Pretty bad theory. Whatever, man. Bad or not, I picked up the trap and then surrounded it with spikes while I picked mayho berries from the local shrubbery. Then, once it was fed and taming, I closed it off and hopped on Flappy to wait around until it tamed. With a breeding partner for my theory tamed, I cryoed it up and flew back home as it was day 48, meaning the next blood moon was about to hit soon. When I returned, I repaired my mostly broken armor and then sorted out my inventory and deployed the theories out so they could breed. Now, since the last blood moon was as chaotic as it was, and the zombies even managed to get inside my base, I made the executive decision to cryo up any tames that I wouldn't need during the next one. I couldn't afford to lose any tames now because finding replacements would become really difficult due to how many more zombies now roam the island. Anyways, I also saddled up the new carbos and crafted a dino leash before the end of the day. Ooh, I've smelted through pretty much all of my metal. Okay, I do have a lot though. I'm just trying to organize the tames so I only have stuff outside that I actually need. I leveled up one of the theories and I got to parking all the carbos around the inner compound. The theories also dropped another egg for me, so I disabled mating on them and then threw it out the hatch. There we go. Oh, yeah, it's perfect. Perfect male. Yeah, so now I can just breed it with this. I renamed the baby to Zombie Killer and I waited for the imprint timer to expire. And I did that just so I could get disappointed by the ambitious request. Simple kibble, are we serious? I don't have simple kibble, dude. Okay, I guess this guy is losing the name Zombie Killer. Not able to get an imprint. To make saddles for the tickle chickens, I needed more hide, so I hopped on Green Bean and went out to do a little bit of killing. It's getting hard to find stuff that isn't a zombie. I can make 2 theory saddles. Sweet. Alright. I'm definitely gonna have the saddle on these 2. They're just my strongest theories. My turtles needed more saddles too though, so this time I headed out to get more on the back of a chicken. I was just a day away from the next blood moon, so any last upgrades to my defenses would always be welcome. Whoa, splitter paracer. 150 splitter paracer at that. Okay, I do not want to deal with that at all. I'm just here for hide. What? 500 damage? Alright, I can't fight this, dude. Holy. Getting my butt handed to me. On my way back to my base, I started throwing hands with an Alpha Raptor because I wanted to get a bunch of levels into the theory. Did that Dinosuchus follow me? The Dinosuchus followed me. No, I cannot get bit by it. Why is it so fast? Oh, I got it. Dude, it's still after me. What? It's got an actual vendetta against me. The theory was also super low on health, and since it was day 50, there was no way I could get it all healed up in time for the blood moon. Guess I'm right in this theory. With this terrible melee. Jeez, dude. I made another theory saddle and put it on the unimprinted offspring. I mean, these turtles don't even have saddles, dude. I just don't have the hide. I can't afford it. Really wish these things had more fertilizer, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the economy was not looking too good right now. I climbed up and into the poop room to drop a quick brick down the toilet and grab a few more fertilizers that I had in the storage box. Then with those also distributed, I whistled neutral on all my tames and I parked 2 of my weak theories inside the base for mate boost. So I've only got 1 theory to fight on. Nice. As a side note, my water tap got destroyed last blood moon and I just now noticed it was missing, so I quickly put another one together. Alright, I think we're as ready as we can be for this blood moon. Not gonna lie, I'm really not at the point where I wanted to be. I wanted to have a lot better defenses. These Plant X are really gonna have to carry. Anyways, I waited around on the theory until the sky turned red and zombies appeared. It's showtime. Oh, they're already coming. Okay, the Plant X are lighting them up. Okay, so far this seems to be working. Oh, here come the Gigantoraptors. This does seem to be working better. They're like more controlled coming in. Oh, it's a splitter. No. I had to climb my own walls to the other side so I could hit the Gigantoraptors. Okay, my Plant X should cover me. I should be good to run around in here. Oh, radiation. Plant X, get it. Dude, this splitter Gigantoraptor is so quick. It's backing me up in my own spikes. Something I killed also dropped me some sulfur, which was interesting. But more concerning was the new type of zombie that showed up at my doorstep. Oh, it's a volatile. It's gonna explode. Okay, we killed it. I did my best to run around the entire compound. That way I wouldn't be using up just one side of the Plant X's ammunition. Oh, it's an exploder. No. Okay, I killed it. Also, I might have claimed a bit too much real estate with that spike expansion since I now had bogeys appearing on the property. This base layout seems to be working a lot better though. Oh, here we got a splitter theory. Please don't be high level. What is it? It's a 145. And the other zombies were all piling up on that theory, so I had to move around the compound to get more of the Plant X to shoot them. Oh, that splitter theory finally split. That was the lesser issue though. My spikes got breached by an exploder up front and the explosion somehow took out my main gate as well. In the gate! No! Okay, I gotta get back in. Alright, I'm in. Turtles blocking the entrance. Turtles are doing their job. Yeah, they're all just trying to brute force through the gate. Y'all aren't making it through. I got the turtle army. These turtles were such a good move. Alright, I'm gonna switch over to green bean theories and they're on neutral. I had to back off though as I did contract mega rabies. Thankfully though, the blood moon did come to an end, so I just had to deal with the leftover zombies. Dude, they're just launching me up in the air at this point. One of my turtles died just before we cleaned up the place, but finally peace was restored, for now at least. Dude, okay. This base layout does work much better. Okay, that wasn't terrible. They did breach the gate and the spike wall fence, but I can replace that pretty easy. I'm gonna start breeding these 2 and I need more carbos. Those turtles actually clutched up. The underrated Master Oogway strat worked far better than I even imagined. As soon as the main defenses dropped, the turtles clogged the entrance so no zombies could get in and I could buy all of them from inside. So anyway, I crafted the new spikes and assessed the situation with the crop plots. They actually had a bunch of fertilizer left over and they didn't run out even though they were constantly shooting. Oh, my poor turtle. I'll use his hide as armor for one of his brothers though. I enabled mating on them and ran back inside to craft a metal dino gate. Oh, I'm out of paste. Baby dairy right here. Cooked prime fish meat. I should be able to get that. Anyways, I demolished the old stone gate and replaced it with the metal upgrade. I then grabbed all the fertilized eggs that I had and threw them all out to incubate. This guy get a mutation? Oh, we got a health mutation. Nice. I slapped the last spike wall down and hopped on Green Bean to go out and get that prime fish meat that I needed for the imprint. What? A radiated zombified giant queen bee. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, you know what? Actually, follow me. Follow me this way. Just want you to come over here. I did want to lure the bee into my Plan X, but it wasn't the brightest of folks, and instead it kind of just started to unalive itself on my spikes. Anyway, as I was running down to the water, I packed up a couple of parasaurs for hide. Then, once in the ocean, I killed a few salmons, however, I didn't get any prime. And the next thing that I knew, there's a whole Baryonyx beelining for me. Oh! Well, this is awkward. As soon as Green Bean woke up from the stun, I swam straight out of the water to deal with it since I didn't feel like getting stun locked. No! I need to harvest it. We've already proved you can't get it. Finally, after killing half the salmon family tree, I got my piece of prime fish meat so I could go back home and cook it. Okay, nice. We got those guys imprinted. What are we lighting up? Oh, a turtle. Alright, let's go around repairing the spike walls. Alright, can we not waste all of our ammo on turtles? I ran along the whole wall and repaired what was damaged, and I noticed the backside was also breached, so I had to make a few more spikes to replace that. Okay, here we go. Spikes are all repaired. Now let's go around repairing all the crop plots. One of the plants up top died completely while the towers were doing fine on ammo. These Plant X actually did pretty well. Maybe if we get a few more, like, I don't know, we'll just be indestructible. But I know the next blood moon's gonna be terrible. I feel like whenever I do good in a blood moon, the next one, it just like kind of knows and it gets so much harder. Even my generators survived this time as no exploders could get close to the base. Anyways, I spread the carbos out evenly around the base and disabled mating on them as I had plenty of them, plus a few more eggs. I then crafted up a couple of fairy saddles for the newly raised chickens. Alright, I need to do a berry run. Pretty much everything in my base eats berries, which is good, because zombies don't drop raw meat. So the closer I get to the end of this 100 days, the less raw meat and hide there is to go around. With the trough once again refilled, I threw the remaining fertilized turtle eggs out to hatch. I imprinted the babies on day 53, so I can now get back to doing other things, such as farming paste for example, because I'm completely out of it. Man, we're gonna have a ton of turtles. I kinda wanna make even more dino leashes and have them in super small areas so they all don't cluster up. Like I'll have a few more at the gate, but then keep them all on their sides. Keep them at their posts, if you will. But to do that, I need polymer, for which I need paste. I need to farm more fertilizer, and I'd like to get in another metal run for this next blood moon. The addiction cannot be satiated. No! When I returned back to base, I admired the absolute mess of creatures that I have in the compound. Anyways, I then ran inside to repair my armor, the long neck, and cook some more meat. Hey, I need to farm more berries. Who knew having this many turtles would absolutely shred through my berry stocks? With the trough once again full, I also wanted to grind out some ammo for the poop plants. So for the rest of day 54, I executed the cursed toilet ritual and returned for a bunch of fertilizer. On day 55, after distributing all the ammo, I wanted to dedicate the rest of the day to going out and farming up a bunch of hides since a lot of my turtles were still unsaddled. They're not crazy expensive. When I returned to base on day 56, I crafted 1 dairy saddle and 6 carbo saddles for the outside troops. Alright, let's make more dino leashes to have the carbos just to their sections. Just make 20 polymer, that should make 4 dino leashes. Interference? Oh, what? You can't have dino leashes inside of each other. Alright, hold up. I deactivated the main dino leash and I placed a couple of new ones around the base to set a short distance, but honestly, it's not looking too promising. I don't think this is gonna work. So I kind of removed them and reactivated the main one instead. Alright, I'm naming this one Zombie Killer. This will be my mount. The next task on the agenda was to make a few more cryos since I really didn't have that many and most of them were already occupied by my tames. So after crafting some polymer, I loaded up the RG, then cryoed up the Anky and headed out to an obelisk. Now I brought Hank with me as I wanted to do a metal run right after crafting the new cryopods. It's been a minute since I have bowed to the addiction after all. Anyways, I flew for a couple of minutes before realizing I probably should have thrown the Anky out and carried it instead since I can't deploy it without a cryo fridge. Oh, I didn't throw my Anky out. Like an idiot. Heading out for the second time on day 57, I made it out to the Metal Mountain, and after packing up a couple of locals, I got to work. After I was done with that, I headed straight to the green obelisk where I crafted 7 more cryopods. Back at the crib, I emptied out Hank's inventory and split the metal into all the forges. Alright, now I need wood, but I've got fairies now. That'll make farming very easy. Even the chainsaw got outclassed now that I had tickle chickens. Anyways, I cryoed up Hank, Kermit, and Piglet and then threw them into the cryo fridge before going out to do a little bit of deforestation with Zombie Killer. I then refueled the forges so they could get to cooking. We are in metal business once again. Now since we're on day 59, I had to do some last ditch upgrades on the base before the next blood moon. After all, it would very likely be far more destructive and chaotic than the last one. I'm gonna place some more Plant X just in this ring here that I'll just put Biomia poop in. I don't really care if they get broken or not, it'll just be extra defense. Need to make crop plots. With those placed down, I deployed Piglet and fed her whatever stem berries that I had left. Going out to fill up the first crop plot, I noticed it wasn't irrigated, so I crafted up a few water taps and tanks to place around the compound. There we go. While I was running around the compound, I may or may not have figured out how some land dinos were getting inside the base. What the? Wait, I wasn't even paying attention. What did I just do? Oh, okay, I see how some of them get in. Okay. Well, that's a first. Yeah, here we go. More Plant X setup. Probably won't last, but whatever. Anything helps. Okay, day of the blood moon. These guys are going to be shredding through berries when they start taking damage. Let's go farm some of those. I took one of the theories out for the seasonal lawn mowing trip and then refilled the trough to the brim. One thing I'm yet to make and would definitely come in handy were grapples. Refilling the top crop plots during the blood moon is pretty sketchy, so the quicker I can get to them, the better. And speaking of crop plots, I climbed up to the roof to check on them and the durability was looking pretty rough. So I grabbed a few of the resources that I would need and repaired them all. I wonder if I can make a turret real quick. Give me 20 poly. What else do I need? Onyx. Need to make another fabricator. Missing oil? No way. I also started crafting spark powder so I could eventually turn that into more rifle bullets. And I finally repaired the forges that took a beating like 2 blood moons ago. Need to make bullets for this turret. Okay, there we go. First turret. Hey, here we go. So wild dinos. And then I want to change this to, I only want it to shoot stuff that's super close to the base. Oh, yep, and there's the blood moon. All right, here we go. Let's see how we fare. I need more bullets. That thing has 10 bullets. That's terrible. I only had 10 bullets for the turret, so it really wouldn't do much. Okay, I think it's best if I go out here and just kill the zombies in this ring. Don't want them piling up. I got attacked by a few irradiated flyers straight away, but the plants had my back covered so I could focus on the splitters I got through my first row of spikes. Oh no, don't break my Plant X, dude. Oh man, getting bombarded. I was doing my best protecting this one Plant X crop plot, but I just kept getting knocked back, so the zombies got to it. Oh yeah, there it goes. Holy, dude. Absolutely bullying me. I gotta get back in here. 20 levels? Okay. You're doing crazy more melee. Oh, are they damaging my structures now? Oh, they definitely are. They definitely just damaging my structures just by biting them. But most of the damage done came from exploder zombies that didn't die in time. Alright, I gotta open the gate. Over here! I gotta get him over here to block the gate. Gate's being blocked. Let's help over here now. Oh, my spikes are already down. Okay. I quickly had to get over to the outer circle as a bunch of my turtles were stacked up in one spot trying to get to a Carno. So I smacked my way through a zombie theory at the main gate and then ran over to finish off that Carno. All those Gigantoraptors are totally gonna screw me once they get over. I gotta get back to the fence. Alright, we're holding the fence as a choke. Oh, there's Zombie Killer. Okay, great. Oh, an Exploder Theory. Kill it. It's dead, it's dead. A second Exploder Theory just nonchalantly walked up on me, but it stood no chance against us. Come on, we're making light work of them. Light work. I couldn't go too far out though, as the irradiated flyers kept coming, and I needed my plan to take them down. Oh, my armor's taking damage now. That's not good. I didn't really feel like dying, so I actually perched up on one of the big rocks and watched my base do all the work. Dude, the base is holding well. The base is doing really well. How are my walls doing? They're doing all right. They're not doing bad at all. Oh, the blood moon's over. Okay, we just got to clean up the last few things. Oh man, now they're breaking the spikes. We did it. With yet another chaotic blood moon behind me, I had to go around the base assessing the damage done. I first checked on how the crop plots were doing, and surprisingly, they only wasted a few fertilizer, with plenty of more in reserve. Yeah, dude, this fertilizer's really strong, actually. I don't even think I have to refill it before the next blood moon. However, with another blood moon survived, that means even more zombie dinos are spawning out in the world now, making taming a lot harder. I've got some reorganizing to do. on my carbos here, pretty much everything around my base. There is one thing I need to do before every dino on this island is a zombie, and that's tame a Kipper. The longer I waited before looking for one, the harder it would be to actually find one. But before I go out and look for a Kipper, I had a few other chores to take care of around base. Mainly redistribute the turtles and the fairies around the compound, and then replace the outer spike walls. Man, they blew up a big chunk on my spikes. Let's get those replaced. I queued up a bunch of rifle bullets before making the spikes and going out to replace them. On day 62, I grabbed some hide, fiber, and metal to repair all the spikes that took a beating. Alright, we need to ramp up bullet production. I need more mortar and pestles. Do I make a chemistry bench? Can I farm up for that? What do I need? 250 electronics and then 250 polymer. What are the odds penguins still spawn? Probably 0. I had a pretty hard time finding them on a regular playthrough, let alone with zombies taking over. So on that note, I decided just to craft hard polymer while queuing up the electronics in my second fabricator. So I'm making the polymer and electronics. What else am I gonna need? I think I do have all the crystal. Spark powder. I might run out of paste too. To get the spark powder going, I grabbed Hank and I smacked up a few rocks around the base. Now, as for the paste, I had plenty of chitin lying around, so I started crafting that too. Here we go, chemistry bench. I picked up the mortar and pestle as well as the table and the campfire so I could fit the chemistry bench down in their place. Now, I can produce some serious gunpowder in seconds. I also brought more chitin over to it and crafted paste before throwing my dodic out to farm more stone. Now we're farming spark powder, make a whole bunch of gunpowder. I've got so much charcoal from smelting so much metal. There we go, even more bullets. Alright, now I need to do what I said I was gonna do. I need to find myself a Kipper. It's been far too long. Time to start scouting the island's rivers. I did see a beaver swimming around one of the rivers, and a closer look into the water revealed it was hiding a dam as well. So of course, I accepted my free but mandatory share of tax and continued the search for a Kipper. Pretty much the entirety of day 64 was spent just looking for an otter, but I was not having much luck finding one. Man, looking for a Kipper is always like a needle in a haystack, dude. They're so small. But on day 65, I finally spotted one. I swear I saw one. I'm not tweaking. Oh yeah, there is one. I don't know what level it is. I'm picking it though. Oh, where'd it go? Once I had it in Flappy's claws, I could see it was a level 130, so I flew out to a more open and safe beach where I could tame it. Need to find fish. Boom, we got ourselves a Kipper. Reunited with Kipper, I flew back home and sorted out my stuff before I queued up a bunch of polymer so I could craft more turrets. There we go, it's 210 electronics. This should craft me 3 more turrets. Die! Oh, we got a splitter at our spikes? Hold up. Whoa. He's trying to get in. Think zombie killers right here. He also had plenty of new levels, so I dumped them all into melee. Got a mini blood moon on my hands right now. Anyways, I started cooking up more gunpowder, but I could still hear one of them somewhere near me. Why am I hearing a zombie? I ran out to take a look, but it was nowhere to be seen. This might just be another case of Ark driving me crazy. Whoa! Really? A splitter dilo, that was causing the issue? I clearly needed to up my defenses, so I crafted 3 extra auto turrets and climbed up to the roof to place them on each side. Alright, I've got 4 auto turrets up. I wonder if I can actually make a heavy turret, which is super expensive, but they're so strong. Okay, I can make 50 polymer and 200 more electronics. I can do this. You don't know, they shoot with the force of 4 auto turrets themselves. I can do this. While that was crafting, I resumed the endless grind for more bullets. The heavy turrets might have more damage output, but they also consume more ammo per shot, so I'd have to farm up as much as possible before the next blood moon. Alright, I need to take one of these turrets. I'll definitely take this one. I then turned a ton of gunpowder into bullets and then filled up the heavy turret. On day 67, I did a couple more chores around the base before making a quick plan of action. Okay, I think before the next blood moon, I'm gonna go out and try and find a Daedon to tame real quick. That'll help healing up my tames between future blood moons. Let me put this ammo into the heavy turret first. Heading out on Flappy, I did have to make a 180 back to base as I kind of forgot to make any tranks for a taming trap. You know, I should probably bring the stuff to tame a Daedon, but at least I could queue up more ammo while I prepared everything. Leaving now for the second time, I was aiming for the snow. However, I did spot something a little more interesting flying next to the big metal mountain. Oh, 140 giga at that. Dude, that could be crazy. That could be so good. I'm not gonna be able to tame this before the blood moon. Okay, I've got to make preparations to tame it, survive the blood moon, then I can come back and tame this. So I put the Daedon plan on hold for now and returned back to the crib to start preparing a few things. Alright, I'm gonna need to farm up a lot of narcotics. I've only got 2 like mid crossbows. Probably gonna need extra crossbows as well for sure. So on day 68, I made 2 primitive ones as backups before going out to farm spoiled meat on the back of a ferry. For once, having a ton of zombies roam the island was actually kind of useful as they drop a lot of spoiled meat when they die. Alright, got a decent amount of hide and spoiled meat. Now time for the narco berries, but I'll farm those back up towards base. Once that was done, I started cooking up a ton of narcotics, and I crafted 3 metal gates before running out of paste. Am I really out of paste? I totally am. Alright, I gotta go to the swamp. If there's even any normal bugs left, they're all zombies by now. Exactly as I had expected, the first gang of them I ran into had a bunch of irradiated ones. Holy, they're all irradiated. Oh, there's splitter meganoras. Jeez. Wow, splitter meganoras are really annoying. Farming these buggy boys was starting to get really hard as the majority of them were zombies now. Yeah, this is all the paste I was able to scrounge up. Tough times out here. Back at the crib, I was greeted by a metric ton of narcotics. Then I crafted the last gate and the 2 bear traps that I would need to actually trap it. And then I got to crafting up a ton of arrows. Man, crafting arrows sure does take a long time. It's Blood Moon Day, I'm still crafting arrows for this Giga tame. But you know, gotta hold down the fort. But hasn't been too hard lately. You know, I'm getting good at this. I feel like I'm gonna get my butt handed to me in this next Blood Moon, I'm not gonna lie. All in all, I really didn't have to do any major upgrades on the base this time around. I kinda just repaired what was broken, then refilled the crop plots, and I added a couple more auto turrets with 1 heavy turret. Alright, I've got 500 tranks, surely that's enough. I've got all these narcotics to keep it asleep. Got crossbows as well. I actually turned all the turrets off on top of the base as I didn't want them to waste bullets early on in the Blood Moon. And I can always make my way up onto the roof to turn them on if things get heated. What are you shooting? That was pretty much it though. I was prepared for the next Blood Moon to hit, so I stood around in base waiting for that to happen. Here we go. We're on neutral and ready to fight. The initial Air Force Dimorph squad got clapped instantly. And while I was waiting around to get to the fight, I got blocked in by my own turtles, and by the time I freed myself, the exploder zombies have already breached my defenses. Oh, they already got down my spikes. Okay. Open the gate. Come on in. Why don't you? Oh. Okay, maybe we're not ready. Wait, is that an exploder theory? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they ain't getting through. Wait, why is Flappy out of the base? How did he get out? What? No, Flappy. I got to him just in time. He was basically left on life support, so I quickly flew him back inside and returned to defend the front gate. Since that was over-cluttered with my turtles, I ran back around to where a diplo started scaling the rock to try and drop into my base. Hold up, this is where I can use a turret. Light him up! Oh. That's awkward. These diplos were absolutely soaking through my bullets, so I climbed back up onto my roof and turned my turret off. Oh, my carbos are dying. Oh no. Are they actually making a push? Oh, what broke? What broke? My boots broke. How are they hitting me off? I ran inside to repair them, and when I returned outside, there was a whole line of zombies attacking my main gate. My carbos are dying, dude. No, green bean died. How's this pillar doing? I'm gonna need to repair that. I shut the main gate to buy myself some time, only for an exploder to sneak up on me from the side. Ow, I didn't even see that. There's an exploder right on me. I started circling the base, killing any critters that tried to get past the fence, and soon enough the sun came out, meaning the Blood Moon was about to end. Man, these turtles keep getting me stuck. Yeah, Blood Moon's over. Just gotta kill the last few remaining ones. The base was not looking good though. A ton of my spikes were fully gone, and I lost a few carbos, and I even had to demolish a couple of windows from the fence so I could get out and deal with a splitter theory. Ow, man, these things hit hard. Alright, I need to repair the spike walls and then go tame that Giga. Stuff's gonna get extremely hard from now on. Alright, spike walls are patched up. We got ourselves a Giganotosaurus to tame. I grabbed the trap and crafted a few wooden spike walls to surround it in after I got it knocked out. Then the rest of the taming gear was on Flappentina, so I hopped on and flew out to that Giga. Okay, there is a chance that it does get infected into a zombie, but I think the chance is small enough that the Giga would just kill anything before it gets infected. The problem is just when it's knocked unconscious. And for that reason, I did a quick surveillance run around the Giga, breaking the trees and making sure there were no zombies that could try to get around to infect it. Okay, let's hope to get it trapped here. Come on, big boy. Oh, yo. Are you gonna walk right in? The answer is yes. However, I also got bit in the process, and Flappentina's health was really not starting to look too good. No way I just pulled that off. No way I just pulled that off. I may have celebrated just a bit too early though. There's no way. I couldn't get it into the trap again because my RG was half a byte away from being promoted to the afterlife. So I had to fly around the mountain looking for any irregular dinos to kill and force feed or meat. Then once I was up to over half health, I flew back to my trap and picked up one of the gates. Then after replacing the bear trap, it was time for round 2. I tried guiding it into the bear trap, but the Giga was just as persistent on going everywhere but inside of it. So I also spaced the gates further apart from one another to make it easier for its AI to stop tweaking out. Man, it's really not that deep. After a whole lot of tomfoolery, the Giga finally walked in so I could slap the final gate down. Alright, if it's not trapped in, I'm gonna be very mad. Are we serious? I think it can get out. I think it can. Maybe, maybe not. I waited around for a little bit, but it didn't look like it was going to be able to get out. So I parked Flappentina, then loaded up my crossbow and got to tranking it out. Shortly after breaking my Mastercraft crossbow, the Giga finally decided to take a forced nap. Oh, it's asleep! I ran up to it and waited for a little bit of torpor to drain before shoving a whole stack of narcotics down its throat. So now, to source some prime meat for it, I flew down the hill to scrap up with a gang of hyenas that I saw earlier on. I got 3 prime meat. I feel like these zombies might come back and ruin my day. And it's for that reason that I brought spikes with me. So I started placing them down around the sleeping giant, but I couldn't even finish the whole circle before a zombie showed up. See, I knew it. There's no way. We're trying to hit the Giga, dude. Is my Giga getting hit? See, I knew it. Where is it? Dude! I can't believe that. I fed it and saw the taming effectiveness was at 83%. So it didn't get completely ruined, but it did lose a few much needed levels. Anyways, I continued placing spikes around it, but I just couldn't catch a break. No! Oh my! Is this a splitter? There's just no way. One of the spikes did in fact get broken, so I had to wait around until the wreckage dissipated so I could replace it. Then finally, I did get my whole Giga surrounded, and I killed the last splitter saber and then fed it some more narcotics. I sat around babysitting the Giga throughout the morning of day 75. Here we go. Okay, even though it lost some levels, it's still got 42 in the melee. This is gonna be so good. I'm definitely gonna be able to take down a Titanosaur. I hope. But those won't show up for a few more blood moons. That should make these next blood moons a piece of cake, I hope. Here we go. Throwing out the big guns. That's what I'm talking about. We're naming this one Zombie Slayer. Oh yeah. As for the saddle, I already had everything I needed since I'm just so rich, so I crafted one. Alright, now I think it's time for a little leveling run, just so I know that this thing's capable of taking down zombies, you know? Surprisingly, the fences I had were actually blocking me from getting out, so I had to climb up one of the rocks. Ooh, we're dishing out big damage, boys. We are dishing out big damage. Not only would this thing shred through any zombies, it was also great for farming hide. Okay, I got some levels into my Giga now, so it's definitely going to be strong enough to take on a blood moon. The thing is now, my base is not designed at all to actually be able to use a Giga. Like, I'm going to get stuck on my walls, is what I'm trying to say. Not only would I need to do something about the fence, I also had to expand the spikes out even more so I wouldn't stab zombie slayers' toads constantly. I've got the hide, surely I've got the metal to do so as well. I ran out with a ferry to gather a bunch of fiber real quick, and I can now make a total of 36 spike walls. But for now, I queued up 15 and started picking up the ones that I had. Some of them were damaged again, so I had to repair them, but once I did, I picked them all up so I could sketch out the new circle and claim some more real estate. Now it's time to place them back down with an even bigger radius. The extra 15 spikes I crafted were actually more than enough. Okay, there's the expanded spike borders. Now let's see if we can walk around without taking damage. Oh yeah, we're chilling. Yeah, blood moons aren't standing any chance now. Okay, I've got an idea for an expansion on the base, and it first starts with me picking up this hatch frame. Oh, I need to repair it though. So I'll repair it, and then honestly, I'm just gonna demolish it. I don't really know why I repaired it, but I can just get the resources since I won't need it anymore. And now I'm gonna replace this with metal ceilings. Now I wanna get an indie forge, place it in the middle, and then on every corner around it, bring up pillars all the way up so I can have turrets at the top of it as well. It's finally time that I upgrade to an indie forge. That being said, I crafted up the ceilings to cover the giant hole in the ceiling. Looking at the forge engram, I had to get a lot of farming done before I could actually make it. I started by crafting hard polymer and grabbed all the metal from my refining forges. Okay, I do have enough metal. Now it's just the crystal, oil, paste, and polymer. We've got some farming to do. On that note, I grabbed Hank against his will and transported him over to the volcano so he could put in that overtime for me. Okay, got all the obsidian I need. Now onto the crystal. Once I was stocked up on crystal, I flew out to the backside of the snow to farm up a few oil nodes, which I enjoyed very much. That is until I got assaulted. Whoa! It's a splitter rhino. Yeah, I've got oil, crystal, and obsidian. Let's head back to base. Now I just need cementing paste. When I arrived back at the crib, I loaded up the fabricator, but there was still one thing that I had to get. Now, I got a little bit of time before the next blood moon. Might as well go out and get the paste. That's really all I'm missing for the forge now. I do need a lot of it. Wonder how getting that's gonna go. I threw out Kermit and we went down to investigate the swamps again, as that seemed to be really the only effective way to get paste at this point. Okay, I've got a decent amount of paste here, but I know it's not gonna be quite enough. Oh, hello. Where'd that Meganora come from? They like to spawn in packs. There's gotta be more of them. I should have enough paste to craft all the polymer I need, but then I need, 600 more paste for the forge itself. Whatever, I'll go back to base and get this crafting. While the polymer was crafting, I went back out on Kermit to get a bit more paste on day 80. It was the day of the blood moon though, so I didn't stay out for too long. Okay, I need 285 more cementing paste for my forge, but I've got to fight my way through a blood moon first. Let's get ready for that. I once again spaced out my turtles around the compound. There was still a small gap in the fence that I had to fix. However, it looks like I took too long on reorganizing the turtles as the blood moon had arrived sooner than I had anticipated. Oh, blood moon. Shoot, I was not prepared. Oh, shoot. How am I gonna... Dude, the splitter tappies are in my base. They're in my base. Ow. They hit hard. Okay, my base is cooked. I just gotta get out. Oh, I forgot to repair the wall. Okay, I just gotta get to my Giga. I'm making a run for it. Dude, there's so many more dinos than last time. Meanwhile, my Giga was just straight chilling on the spikes, minding its own business, completely oblivious to its surroundings and the chaos in my base. So I hopped off my theory to try and get on the Giga, but that little maneuver almost cost me my life. Also, the Giga was getting absolutely melted. The blood moon had barely even started and it was already getting bloody. Okay, I'm on the Giga. Oh, okay. Things can get better from here. My character's so low. I need med brews, man. Why have I not thought to make those? Oh my, dude, there's so many zombies now. There was a whole squad of Diplos assaulting the base and they were just tanking my plants, so I had to munch those down first. Oh, there goes my spikes. Okay, I gotta get back closer to my base, not behind this rock. I need these turrets to help. This side of the base was just getting absolutely clogged with turtles. So I had to climb the rock and drop down into the compound. Dude, we just got waves of them coming in. I need to turn the turrets on. Heavy turret, help. Come on, just a few more hours. We can make it. No! Oh, dude, my tower is fully... They got all the Plan X off my tower. No. Oh, they're just like spawning in my base now, man. The sun was peeking over the horizon though, so the blood moon was definitely close to passing. I kept the pressure up on the Giga, just basically goal keeping the side of my base without the Plan X's. Okay, the blood moon's over. We just gotta take out the remaining zombies here. Now it was time to assess the damage done to the base. I was not ready for the level of chaos this blood moon had brought, and it really showed. Is it over? Dude, that was bad. That was really bad. I nearly died. A bunch of my armor's broken. My whole tower got taken out. Whoa. I mean, they were doing fine on fertilizer. They just got destroyed. Like, they got exploded. All right, I'm just gonna have to focus on full fortifications and screw the indie forge. I've got to make an industrial cooker so I can make medical brews. What do I need for that? I just need a little more paste. Okay, I first repaired my armor, then grabbed some Plan X seeds to get the empty crop plots repaired and seeded again. My forge just got destroyed. It's definitely when those splitter tappies got in the base. Shoot, man. Even some of my storage boxes were gone, so I quickly picked up all the resources. Flappy, you gotta move, dude. Oh, my crop plots got broken over here. I had to make multiple trips around the whole base, repairing all the damaged crop plots and readjusting the settings on the newly grown Plan X's. Okay, let's replace these crop plots back down here. I definitely need to repair these pillars as well so the whole tower doesn't collapse. I was clearly running low on firepower, so I would need to make a whole bunch of extra crop plots to place around the base as well. So that being said, I brought out my Dodic to farm up the stone first. Next up, I smacked up a couple of trees for wood and then crafted 8 more crop plots. Alright, I've got more crop plots that I want to put on towers, but first I've got to make this cooker. I'm also going to need more paste after that for metal structures. That meant another run around the swamps with Kermit had to be the next move. What are the odds I'm actually able to find bugs now? I'm pretty sure zombies now make up like 80% of the island's population. That's just the naturally spawning ones. Then they're gonna infect or kill all the normal dinos. Oh, it's a splitter. I'm not fighting that. Dude, they just don't lose aggro. Okay, I do have enough paste for my cooker. Now I just need like paste for more metal structures and to repair my current metal structures. When I returned to the crib, I turned the little amount of chitin that I had into more paste and crafted up the industrial cooker and grill. With my 2 new appliances placed, I ran out to repair the towers and crafted up more pillars, ceilings, and ramps. Alright, I've got another tower cooked up here. Question is, where do I want to place this? Honestly, I think I'll place it like directly on top of my base. Give it good line of sight. Okay, that's another tower built. Oh, ow. My ankles may have now been broken, but I still had a lot of work to do. The next thing on the agenda was medical brews, now that I had that cooker. I think I have narcotics left over, right? Maybe? Some, yeah. As for the berries, well, you guys already know. And on day 83, I got to actually cooking the brews and farming even more berries and handling any uninvited guests that walked onto my property. The Giga did need some healing up, so I brought it out to do some killing for raw meat. Hey, got my Giga back up to full health, which is always nice. Alright, time to repair the spikes and then do a metal run. I could only craft a couple of new spikes, so the metal run was justified. See guys, I'm not addicted. I can actually run out of metal before itching to farm some more. So I placed the spikes down and got chased back into my base by a zombie Perry. Unfortunately for him though, my heavy turret was still turned on. Anyways, I grabbed Hank and we flew out to the Redwoods Metal Mountain to start farming. I returned to base on day 85 and split all the metal into the forges before going out to get wood for them as well. Now that those were cooking, I could head back out on Kermit and try to scrape together some more cementing paste. When I got back, I crafted up another Plant X tower and went out to get hide and Plant X seeds on the Giga. Why is this guy tweaking? I don't understand what's going on here. Get in there. Yeah, for whatever reason, my Theria had some major beef with this rock. Why is this not irrigated? Alright, I need to farm more fertilizer now. A lot more. I'd have to do it for a day or 2. So the cursed toilet ritual up in the poop room commenced. The entirety of day 88 was also spent on the toilet. Okay, we got some more fertilizer. Let's load up the Plant X. After distributing all the bags of fertilizer, I finally crafted the 2 metal walls to fill in the fence that was broken from the prior blood moon. But the walls on the base were still looking rough, so I had to fix those up next. Okay, I've got all the Plant X turrets filled up as much as I can. I gotta repair the base. The pillars holding my Plant X turrets were all repaired, and those were pretty much the most important defenses on the whole base. I also had a quick look around the actual fence and fixed any minor damage that they had sustained as well. You know what? I should expand these walls to do the full radius of the, dino circle thing that keeps them in there, so I can get some more space in my base. Walk around with the Giga especially. I'll just push everything up in front of this red circle ring here. Okay, there we go. I've expanded the borders of my base a little bit, so it's way more circular now, following the dino leash. Day of the blood moon. Gotta spread my dinos out real quick. Try to at least. They always bunch up though. I also queued up a few more rifle bullets for the turrets while I continued parking the dinos around the compound. Now that the property guards were all spread out, I crowded up Flappintina and Flappy to keep them safe, and I queued up some more medical brews. Oh, wait, what? Okay, tell me it's just that turret drained. Yeah, really want this heavy turret to keep guarding the gate though. This time I left all 4 of the turrets on as the blood moon got super chaotic straight off the bat. Oh, blood moon's already here. Shoot. I quickly hopped on the Giga to protect the airspace, but honestly, my heavy turret was just straight up knocking the hostile bogeys out of the sky. These bats are getting to the Plant X. It's not good. Oh, my spike walls, there's a gap in them already. And somehow an exploder snuck past me and blew up right next to the fence. The base was holding up well though, and I made sure to kill any ground zombie units while my turrets covered the airspace. No, there's another exploder in that corner. Oh, shoot, dude. They're annihilating these walls. Dude, they're just destroying my spot. Look how many are coming in. What effect do I have on me? Oh no, they're coming from all sides. There are exploders everywhere. As chaotic and scary as this blood moon was, my plants were actually putting on quite the light show, shooting at everything in all directions. Okay, the base does look pretty cool with all the Plant X shooting, I won't lie. Man, they're taking down more of my spikes. What's over here? Why are we crowding up over here? Should really be focusing over there. The spikes were getting bombarded by exploders since I couldn't reach them with my Giga in time. But the inner fence itself was doing fine. I was not letting anything get inside. Dude, look at those 2 explosives right there. Level 160, what? How is that possible? Dude, they're just taking down trees and everything. Are my turrets out of bullets? No, okay, they're just targeting stuff inside the base compound, which is good. That's what I want. Oh, dude, my walls are getting annihilated. Okay, dawn's breaking though. This blood moon should be over soon. Okay, there it is. The effect's gone. We just gotta take out these guys. I fed the last few zombies to the Giga and I got to assessing the damage again. We did it. Oh, okay, only one more blood moon left. My walls took a beating that time though. They like all did. My spikes are just gone. I don't even know if they're worth repairing, man. For the final blood moon on day 100, like the Titanosaur, I don't think it's gonna spawn right away. I think I'm gonna have to draw it out and survive more time in the blood moon. Who knows how long that could be. So I think the best course of action is to just as much ammo and fertilizer as possible just to keep killing everything, and then hopefully that'll draw a Titanosaur to spawn and we can kill it and finally stop the zombies. The crop plots actually had plenty of fertilizer left in them. It was really just the auto turrets that needed refilling. I think those 2 towers that I added before the blood moon definitely helped out. Okay, so now every dinosaur on the island, I'm pretty sure it's a zombie now. I can't get hide, cementing paste from killing bugs because they all just drop spoiled meat and sulfur, I guess. Also, they're all gonna do crazy, absurd amount of damage. I've really just gotta spend these next few days making this base as strong as possible, to last as long as possible, to draw out a Titanosaur so I can kill it. Yeah, so Flappentina and I had plenty of work ahead of us. So looking into the smithy, I only had about 200 cementing paste left, so I'm really gonna have to be careful where I would use it. Luckily, bullets and fertilizer don't take any cementing paste to craft. I don't even think it's worth putting any more spikes back down. It's just gonna burn through my hide stocks. But again, what else do I have to use hide for? As usual, all the turtles and fairies were grouped up again, so I had to play a bit of parking simulator. With those somewhat sorted out, I had to get to farming bullets, so I threw Hank back out on day 92 to get spark powder first. The great farming and ammo manufacturing continued throughout the days of 93, 94, and 95 as well. Okay, I farmed up most of the bullets that I can, so now I think I just gotta farm fertilizer. I mean, I think by the time most of these plants, if they were to go through all their fertilizer, they would get destroyed first. Like, they're not gonna last that long, so I don't need to farm a ton. Ever since I started using fertilizer bags instead of Phiomia poop, I haven't had a single crop plot run out of it. The only way a Plant X would stop shooting was if the zombies actually destroyed it. Anyways, I was about to go out and refill my canteens, but then I noticed a slight issue. Not connected to water? Hold up, is my base out of irrigation? Oh no. Oh no, I gotta hurry or all my Plant X are gonna be gone. I quickly crafted up a couple of water tanks and placed one of them outside, connecting the gap. Okay, surely everything's irrigated now, right? Yeah, okay, we're good. With that sorted out, I was pretty much ready to face the final blood moon. So for the last few days I had before day 100, I decided just to go up into the poop room and produce as many fertilizer bags as I possibly could. Okay, it's day 100 and I've been poop farming for the past few days, as you can see. Let's put these all into the Plant X real quick, and then it's blood moon time, man. Definitely need to get this top tower. This one would be super important. All right, deposited all the fertilizer. Now let's go around repairing everything that I can. Just grab all my paste. Forges are done. I'll just grab a chunk of metal. Let's repair all these walls. All that matters is that the Titanosaur dies. I don't care if I lose the base, how many tames I have to lose. I mean, besides Kipper. If I lose Kipper, I will be distraught. But that's why he's staying right with me, so I can protect him on the back of the Giga, otherwise known as Zombie Slayer. With the fence all patched up, I ran around making sure all the pillars were fully repaired as well. Lastly, I fixed up my armor and crafted a few replacement pieces of flak just in case they broke. Some more grapples. Okay, I've got food, I've got med brews, I've got water. I'm ready. I'm ready to end this. Virus that I created. As if right on cue, the sky started turning red again, and the final night of reckoning was upon me. Here we go. It's begun. We gotta draw out the Titanosaur. I don't know how long that's gonna take. The zombies had appeared immediately, making my base light up green with all the planets fire. Oh! That exploder just took up a whole tower. He just took out a whole tower. I was just letting him be because I thought he'd be fine. And shoot. Yeah, the zombies were literally on steroids now. And the exploders were dealing 5-digit numbers worth of damage, completely deleting my spike walls. No, there's an exploder at my gate. I gotta stand back, dude. I can't get near that. Oh, it's just destroying my crop plots. My defenses were falling way faster than I would have liked them to. And soon enough, an exploder managed to get under my base and blow up. Oh no! Come on, where is this Titanosaur? There's an exploder. Ow! They're gonna breach the wall. They're gonna breach the wall. I just have to stand back. I can't get too close to the exploders. Oh no, I hear one. I'm stuck on my own tames. I whistled the whole gang to get off me so I could walk freely again. I then kind of left the turtles and theories to deal with that side of the base though. My main objective right now was to survive and keep Kipper safe. They're coming at a pretty steady pace. There's not many of them, but man, are they eating at my walls. Shoot, they're in the base. I'm stuck. How is this happening? I can't move. I hear an exploder right there too. For some reason, my Giga wouldn't budge. I had to hop off and demolish one of the towers. Okay, I still can't move. I'm glitched into the base. And there's a volatile one right there. They're gonna breach. I can't move. I don't understand. What am I stuck in? Oh, I'm free. Oh, the walls are breached. No. Everyone guard the entrance. Okay, come on, keep up. Oh, there it is. And it's irradiated. Everyone. Oh, I'm stuck. The Titanosaur had finally crawled out of its hidey hole and it started literally stomping through my defenses. Bite its tail. It's like running. I actually didn't want the Titan to go too far from base as I needed my plants and turrets to light it up. Oh, it's dying. It's getting bloody. Everyone's dying. If I don't kill it here, I gotta retreat towards base. I gotta get back towards base. I gotta get towards the heavy turret. That heavy turret is my only hope. The heavy turret combined with the Giga, I should be able to kill it. My generator's offline. No! It's gotta be low, man. Look how bloody it is. My plant soon got reach on the giant, so I rushed it and started biting at its tail. Come on, just die. Where's it going, man? Where's my armor looking? Oh, I need the swap armor. Oh, my base is cooked. The Titanosaur was just strolling out in the woods for some reason, so I followed it and started fighting it head on. Oh, I'm taking radiation damage. No! It's stomping me. How much health does this have? It looked so bloody, yet it kept pushing me back. Oh, I'm backed on the edge of a cliff. I gotta push into it. I gotta get away. I've got a few Plan X left. Come on, Plan X, protect me. I'm biting it. I took the opportunity to follow its tail and went out with it on another walk through the forest, and I actually managed to take down this beast. Oh, I killed it! It's dead! Shouldn't the blood moon be stopping? Why isn't the blood moon stopping? There's just more coming. They just keep coming and they're destroying my base. I gotta get back to my base. Why isn't the blood moon stopping? Okay, maybe if I get inside, it'll stop. Why isn't it stopping? Everything on the inside was gone, completely destroyed. Holes started to appear in the base, and explosions started to surround me and Kipper. Oh no, it was supposed to stop. No. Can't end like this. No. Kipper, I'm sorry. I thought I could end this. Kipper, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kipper. I'm sorry.